And we're live. What is going on, awesome people? Happy Wednesday. What is today? Today is the 18th of June. I hope you all are doing well. If you didn't see my chat a moment ago, I apologize in advance. I am pretty tired. I was up here working on a combination of this and this week's video till about 2 in the morning. My allergies are really bad too. And then I got into bed, and every time I'm working on anything, my brain it's the hamster on the wheel. I can't just shut it off. So I tossed and turned till probably like 3:30 or so in the morning. And then I still had to get up this morning and spend probably about another hour and a half doing wiring and prepping a few things. So yeah, I'm working on this. And then this Saturday's video, or Sunday, I'm hoping I'm done on Saturday, will finally be on Box Turtle. I've had so many requests about it, and it took me forever to get it up and running. And I'm still going to be changing more things in the 2.4. I'm looking at a different tool head, as well as I'm probably going to switch over to Beacon. The E3D PZ probe has been working fine, but the slow probing is starting to get to me, especially with how much I'm testing and using the 2.4. Like, if it was just something where I was firing it off and letting it do its thing, it's fine, but I'm doing so much of the 2.4 that like every time I have to quad gantry level waiting for it to probe is just, it's starting to get to me a little bit. So but yeah, keep your fingers crossed, because I have the, let's see, this is what we're dealing with. Also, I hear myself. Why do I hear myself twice? Is it my phone? No. You know what? I bet you, hold on. I bet you what's happening is that my desktop where I set up the stream probably is still on the stream page. Yep, I hear myself. So give me 1 second. I'm just gonna mute this computer because hearing myself twice is gonna drive me nuts. Okay, cool. So what we've got going on here is I started a print on the 2.4. Oh, there's my feet. I started a print on the 2.4, and it wasn't done before the stream started, and I didn't want to start it over because it's for the Box Turtle video, and so I had to carefully move the 2.4 from up here to down here with the Box Turtle without unplugging it. And this is its power cable plugged into this guy, and the ground pin broke on this, so it pulls out really easily. So I'm hoping I unplugged everything from this, so that way there's no other cables to trip and unplug it. But I'm hoping everything goes well. I also, the cables we're using for today are plugged into the ceiling, which is a separate circuit. So I just don't want to give this any reason to fail. So, put Cam today a sneak peek of Daniel. Yeah. So there's just been a lot going on. Pretty much good things, just like always. Every project, it doesn't really matter what it is, always has additional complications or things that happen, and it's been really rewarding getting through those things, but just everything has taken so much more time than expected. So really quickly, let's see who is in the house today. We've got GTR Dad, the Shrimp Father RS, Nice Hobo, Tuxedo's here, Lisa is here, hello. Oh no, it's Mike. How's it going? Zombie's here. I have a hard time using Beacon. Not using it. Gotcha. And Cart. Yeah, I was looking at Cart, but I'm still like, I really want to support the creator. It's just, it gets pricey when you need, like, I've got 3 right now, and so that's $240 worth of them already. So yeah, I definitely get it. Ranch Kid, how's it going? Clown Hammer's in the house. Monkey Butler, hey, how's it going? Rob H, Petty Rexin, hello. Yeah, I hope everybody is doing awesome. Nice, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships, buddy. Cheers. Cheers, thank you so much. Man, bare feet on concrete. No, this isn't concrete. This is carpet. I'm upstairs. I will not be barefoot when we stream in the garage. I promise you that. So, hey, Jack Black. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? Hey, Watson Hertz. Okay, so basically, where we left off last week was wiring. We routed the rest of the cables down underneath the printer, and to say it was looking chaotic would probably be an understatement. I just really wasn't happy with the way things were looking. On top of that, there's no bottom panel for this. So anything that sticks out beyond the like sheet metal base has a chance of getting hit. Like it just has a chance of getting hit. And because of how much time went into this build and because of how much electronics are down here, I wanted to spend time cleaning this up. So I will tell you, it is not clean, but if anyone was here last week, I promise you it is substantially better. I feel way better about this whole thing. Also, there's not really a good way to set this down anymore because the motors stick out. So this thing is totally hanging off the edge of my table, and if it falls, I will cry. So it's mostly bottom heavy, so I think we're pretty good, but I just have to be mindful of the fact that this thing is hanging 25 to 30% off my table. So this is where we're at. I will zoom in a little bit and kind of show you the things I've done. So the most obvious things are the cable raceways. So we found some very large cable raceways. So I chopped those up. There's one here, there's one here. Let's not slide off. There is one here on the right, and then another one down here. So that helped a ton with just hiding a lot of slack. I also, yes, I used a lot of zip ties. So any wires that were kind of running in the same direction, I did my best to sort of just group them together as best I could. So I feel a lot better about that than how it was. And then the other thing I did that took quite a while was these little, let's see. So these little USB like boards where you basically have the USB connect for Nighthawk as well as the, well, I guess this isn't called Nighthawk, is it? It's called like the Orbital, which is basically like a USB Nighthawk. These, according to the way that the instructions were just supposed to be zip tied to like little sticky squares at an angle. And I really didn't like that. So I looked online and I ended up finding these little printed boards, which were, I believe you have enough evidence there to get your certification for Zip Tie Academy. I'll take some photos and videos and give them a call, and I will, if I get the cert, I'll hang it on the wall to show it off. But I was able to find these little standoffs. So I printed them out. I don't know why, maybe they weren't intended to be printed in ABS, but they all came out a little bit small. So a little blast with the heat gun gave them the convincing they needed, but it's basically just there's only a single hole through this PCB. So I inserted a heat insert and then a small M3, I think by 4mm socket head. So that secured these to them. And then I'm just using VHB on the underside, but I feel so much better about this. And then the other issue, which was also quite time consuming, is that there just wasn't enough distance on the 24 volt cables that were powering these things. So you can kind of see it right here, but basically I had to cut all of the wires. I could have re-crimped. I don't know if these are microfit. I don't know what these connectors are, but I don't have spares of them, so I didn't really want to risk damaging them and not having replacements. So I ended up cutting them all and then soldering on additional length, and then you can see the heat shrink from where I applied them. So yeah, I did that, and it took a lot of time. It took a lot of time. Hey, John. But if you look at how it looked last week to this week, it's gotta look a lot better. I feel so much better about it. There's not really anything hanging down below, and I feel like I'm ready to move forward. The only other thing I did was we tried flashing the Pi. Thank you, Zombie. Decent is what I was going for. So I will. Decent compared to what it looked like last week is a huge upgrade. So I appreciate that. I'll take decent. We kept running into an issue last week with the image for the Pi 2, where it was failing during the verification process. And I mentioned that it just seems to happen with this Windows computer. So I took the exact same image file, I took the exact same, or Blena Etcher, and I reflashed it over on the computer on my Mac, and it worked the first time without any issues. Really clean. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, because it was not like, yeah, let's just throw it. Like, I spent many hours thinking about like, how did I route this? Should I extend this? I didn't really feel like doing a whole lot of crimping, but there was a couple of cables. Like there's a little white cable that comes here that I think is for, honestly, I don't know. It might be the signal for the servo. But that was just a single JST connector, so I did chop that off because it was like ridiculously long. And I was like, I can do a single pin, that's fine. But yeah, it just took a long time. So I did the cable management, I flashed the image, and I set up the wireless as well as verified that the screen settings were correct. So game plan today is we're going to be installing the touchscreen. The printer is going to be living like this for quite a while on its side because a lot of what we're doing today is flashing things. So the first thing we'll do is get the screen installed. Then we will power this up, hopefully connect to it and go through all the flashing processes. So that's where we're at. Looks good to me. That is about as far as I would go. Thank you, John. Yeah, I mean, I wish. Okay, let me just, for the sake of anyone that wasn't here last week, I'm just gonna show, because if you see, it doesn't really do as much justice just seeing like, oh yeah, it's kind of managed. But if you see where it came from, I feel like it tells a bigger story. So let me pull up last week's stream. Okay, let me mute it. All right, here we go. So last week's stream. Okay, this is how their wiring shows like it should be based off their manual. So you kind of see, but like those boards are just zip tied at an angle, which there is a benefit of having that angle, being that the cables don't stick out, you know, towards the base, they stick out towards the side. But based off what I'm seeing here, they had enough bend to where they're not going to be a problem, especially with the feed on. But where's mine? Yeah, so this is where we were last week, right? So going from this, is it HD? Let's do a 1080p for y'all, get all the pixels. Going from this, right, this guy right here, to this, I feel a lot better about it. It was crazy last week. Hey Joe, hey Waza. So yeah, we made some big changes. So alrighty everyone, let's make some more progress. So we are in the touchscreen stage. It says build the touchscreen in case assembly is shown. So we need this little sheet metal part. We need the screen itself. How's everybody's week going? How is everybody's week going? It feels like, normally I feel like the week has gone by quite slow, but honestly this week it feels like the week flew by. Okay, so this is going through here like this. Okay, let's move cam. What? That makes me think of, is it Scary Movie 3 or is it not Scary Movie 3? I'm pretty sure it's, no, I don't think it's Scary Movie 3. It's Scary Movie with Scream with the tongue sticking out that goes, what, right? The what's up? Okay, so we got this, and then this looks like it is mirrored, so I don't think it matters top, down, left, right, how it goes. It looks like this just goes like this. So let's place this on its, place this on its face. Maybe. Okay. And then this is going on top. Doing good. I got the new vertical printer rack set up. Oh, super cool. Centauri Carbon and AD5M. Very nice. Yeah, I've been seeing a few people getting their Centauri Carbon, so Oligoo must be making their way through those back orders. Crazy alone with the kids. Wifey is on a business trip. Oh, geez. I feel like you're usually the one that's going on the trips. M2.5. How long is she gone for? M2.5 by 8s. So we need 4 of these. Zombie, if you're here, how is the black box going? I know you were taking another stab at it. Let's see, is this the right size? It is. Nope. It is. There we go. I decided to start. I did see you post that, said that you were working on 2.4, that you were going to do, I can never remember whether it's stealth or tap changer, but basically do like a build series on that, which I think will be really cool. I'm gonna turn off autofocus because it loves the hands. It does not like to focus on anything but the hands. 4 days. That's not terrible, but I could still imagine if the kiddos aren't listening. How old are your kids? Nice. I don't know if they're, I feel like they're not. Are they teenagers? I don't think they're, I don't know if I've asked before. Mine was pre-order 222. Holy cow, so 4 weeks, basically. Hey, Stuart. No cable. No, there is a cable. Cable goes in right here on the side afterwards.
For the happy Wednesday before MRRF fun.
9 and almost 12, got it. Are they fairly independent? I don't know what, I mean, I've got the 2-year-old now and soon to be a newborn, so I don't know what it's like at that age. Andrew, thank you so much for the donation for the happy Wednesday before Murph lunch. Cheers, buddy. You're going, right? I'm pretty sure I saw you post a photo of some shot glasses and drinks for Rocky Mountain. Okay, let's not overly tighten this. Okay, step 1 is done. Step 2, that is a lot of, there's a lot of things. Okay, so we need these 2 pieces. We need this piece. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 washers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And come on. 7 and 8. So we got 8 washers. We got here at the end of May, so it was okay, 10-ish weeks, got it. I wonder if they're getting caught up or if that's still roughly what the window is for some of the orders now. Busy as heck getting packed. Are you flying or driving? I feel like that's a long drive, but I don't know. I would assume you're flying. My grammar was right the first time. At least the bike got finished. At least the bike. Oh, tiny bike. Nice. Wait, are you bringing that? If you're bringing that, you're absolutely driving. Hey, Raj. Okay, so what did we do? We did that. Mounting bracket, connecting bracket. M310 bolts. We need 4 of those. M310s. I still haven't been able to get the splint for my finger. I'm waiting on the approval from the primary to the place and then insurance to tell me whether I'm qualified for it. Getting to the point where I'm just gonna buy a thumb splint on Amazon because it's like, I don't know how much the thing could be, but I couldn't imagine a thumb splint is very expensive. Let's see, and then we need 4 nylon lock nuts. So probably, I don't think I'll be able to use, probably have to use the, oh, what are they called? Probably gonna have to use one of the Wera? No, Knipex wrenches. Okay, so it looks like, let me look at this photo here. Okay, so let's start with, geez Louise. Okay, so it looks like we go bolt to washer. Sadly, Micro Center has this entire carbon. No way. Dude, that sucks. It's not the first time I've heard that or seen that a company has done like a pre-order and before they fulfill the pre-orders, they're already selling them at like a retail store. But it's really sucky. Okay, so let me make sure this right. Bolt, washer, or spacer, part, washer, through the thing into this. So this looks right. So let's just, nope, that didn't fit on right. It's a little awkward. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna need a 2.5mm driver, which I do have. And we will just sort of, not fully tighten this, but at least get it snugged up. Like this. Okay, can we still swivel? Yeah, that's probably about right. I'd imagine we want it fairly tight, but let's try a little bit, just a tiny bit more. Okay, that's plenty. Yeah. Okay, so one down. I was surprised to see the FL Sun in the new Bay Area. And got the new Bay Area Micro Center. Loose enough. Mrs. wants to know why you need a splint. Oh, I don't know what I did to my thumb. And yeah, it's still swollen, dude. It's been like a month and a half, but if you look at my thumbs, let's see if it'll focus. Oh, I turned off. I was like, it always focuses on the hands. If you look at my thumbs, you can probably see it, but like if you look at, I mean, it's easiest to see where the wrinkles are in the thumb, but my right thumb, the wrinkles aren't as defined as on the left thumb right now because it's swollen. And I don't know what the heck happened. I'm assuming it was when I was doing all my irrigation stuff like a month to a month and a half ago now. And I just started hurting basically on the left and right side of where the joint is. And I assumed it would just heal itself because generally in life, that's what I do when I hurt myself, is just wait it out. But it hasn't gotten better. And I think part of it is like I'm constantly using my thumb. So like it's just not having a chance to rest. But I am being more mindful of it. And I am trying to lean on my left hand when possible. But yeah, it didn't get better. So I went to the doctor. And the doctor basically said, like, based off the location of it, it's kind of weird. So we'll get you in for an x-ray. So I had my x-ray. X-ray basically said it's not a fracture and it doesn't look like arthritis. So the doctor believes it's a sprain. And so they put in a prescription, like, I guess an order. They put in an order for a splint. So I went to pick it up. They told me it wasn't ready to come back the next day. And then they called me in the morning saying, hey, your splint's ready to pick up, but we don't know if insurance is going to cover it. So we have to send a thing to your primary and then the primary has to send the thing back. Then we have to talk to your insurance and see whether they're going to cover it or not. And so I said, great. And that was a week and 2 days ago now, I think. So I don't know what's going on with it, but yeah, it sucks. It can be okay for a while. And then all of a sudden it can just start really throbbing on me. Is it gamer thumb? That's what the doctor asked, but like I haven't played video games in quite a few years, so I would kind of be surprised. I do use my hands a ton though, right? Like we're constantly building, and then for the irrigation stuff, I was doing a lot of like cutting, clamping, pushing, like there was a lot of force being applied to my hand and my thumb. But that's funny that you said that because gamer thumb was one of the things the doctor mentioned, and I was like, I don't think so. Like I used to game a lot years ago, but I really don't, like, it's mostly editing, but I am on the computer a lot. Why can't you 3D print a cast? Why can't you 3D print a cast? I suppose I could. I mean, if it comes down to it, I think that it needs to be sort of a flexible material, which I guess I could do out of a TPU, but I don't know. For the sake of this medical thing, it felt easier to have sort of like I think they're kind of like a Velcro, stretchy, breathable material, typically. But I don't really know. I've never had a cast before, or a splint. You can make a video for that. Does your insurance take forever to get you what you need? You can 3D print it. Yeah, I guess you're not wrong. Yegi has them on their site. What, splints? Hey, GPs. Possibly chipped the bone. Yeah, I don't know. Basically, the doctor said, words are tough right now. Hey, Dan, hope the stream's going well. Hey, Armor 3D. It is going pretty good. Yeah, the doctor said that because nothing showed up in the x-ray, that the next step was a splint. And if the splint didn't work or peel it, then in a few weeks' time, we would have to go in for an MRI. So I don't know, man. I just want my thumb to feel better. That's all I want. So this goes in like this. That's kind of a tight fit, no? Yeah, it is kind of a tight fit. Well, I can bend it, I suppose. So let's get the nut at least seated. Come on, buddy. There we go. We'll just turn it a couple of times so that way it doesn't fall off while I'm trying to get the other one in place. Also, thank you for the 9 months, Armor. I don't think I said that. Okay, so the last side here. That's what she said. I don't know what I said. Guess what I'm doing right now? What are you doing right now? We squirting plastic today? I don't know. I hope so. I mean, we're definitely... Today's like big firmware day. I would love to be squirting plastic today, but I don't want to jinx it. You basically just have to attach the screen, and then we go through the flashing process of everything, and then I think we start calibration. So we're certainly getting there. Believe me, I am as ready as anybody to start printing with this thing, or at least start pushing some plastic. Homework. Oh, I thought it was something exciting. Nice. Not nice. Armor. I thought it was something exciting. Hey, Mr. Arcas, we'll be building a cyber underwire soon. Your streams will be very useful as reference. Thanks. Awesome. I am super happy to hear it. We need to revisit that. I need to get the Eddie set up with it and do some cable management, probably some mods as well. But first we have to build the, oops. First we have to build the monster bisect printer. Okay. Can this, dear God. Careful with my thumb. Okay, that was too tight. That was a little too tight. Got a little ugga-dugga happy. Let's do like a quarter turn back. Okay. I don't know if that even did a quarter turn. It felt like the nut moved. Okay. Oh, come on, buddy. Okay, let's see if that does it. There we go. Okay. And this still should pivot. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Tuxedo, thank you so much for the 4 months. Squirrel cool face. I don't know what I named that, but I'm gonna go squirrel cool face. Eddie makes underwire so much better. Yeah, it's on there. It actually, now that I think about it, it didn't come with that, did it? I can't remember. The kit probably came with like the standard Omron probe. Or not Omron. Yeah, it is Omron, right? The Omron inductive probe. That's probably what the default was. All right. So we got this concoction done. Now we need 2 more M310 bolts and 2 more nylon lock nuts. So let's get 2 more nuts. Shrimp Father! Thank you so much for the 3 months. Cheers. Green banners. For some reason, I read that as green bananas. That's why it took me a second. I had to do a double take. In my defense, last week our screen TV broke, so I had to go. It was already pretty small, chat, but we went from like a 42-inch to a 32-inch, and the 10 inches, which way's up? Looks like this. The 10 inches makes a pretty big difference as far as being able to see what the heck chat is saying. So I think I have to go like this. Yeah, that'll work. That should work. Yeah, let's do that. So this is just bolts through here. Oh, you guys can't see anything because I'm a silly. There we go. Still can't see anything because I need to move you guys up here. You're pretty much just gonna get hand footage right now because of this angle, but it's kind of tight because I have the USB cables all bunched up right here. Let's see if nope. Yep. Okay, let's see if I can just use the driver to turn it and get it started. Nope. Clownhammer! I want to join too. Oh, and GPs. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you, GPs, for the 21 months. Let's do Hadouken. And then Clownhammer, I want to join too. We'll do a snare horn action. I would like to make some more emojis. I really enjoy them, even though I don't really get to use them, but they're fun to see. Okay, so there's this. The second one should be a little bit easier because it is John with the 25 months. Thank you. Let's do. You get the squirrel. No, you're on the West Coast, so it's only lunchtime. So we'll do.
I wonder what's
for dinner. It's about that. It's about time to wonder what's for dinner. You're getting hungry. Lunch is coming around probably. So wait, you're actually. It's only. I think it's only 11:30 for you, so maybe it's a little early, but it's never too early to think about what's the dinner plan. Okay, so I can tilt this back a bit and still have access to the screws. So now I should be able to fully tighten this down. Like so. Okay. This one I can go all the ugga-duggas with because we don't have to worry about it pivoting. Let's get this side. Never too early to eat, I agree. I had cereal earlier, probably like 9:30 this morning, and I am very much so thinking about food. Okay, so that's that. And then this hopefully, oops, let's not knock the whole printer off the table. This can pivot up, so I think we probably need to pivot this up and then this down like that. Okay, so next should be ribbon cable time, I believe, and then I think that's probably it. Okay, that's installed. Yeah, ribbon cable. Connect one end of the ribbon cable to the display. Connect the cable pin side facing out. I can do that, maybe. I'm probably going to have to move this. Yeah, that's probably decent enough. Let's also change it. Ooh. There we go. I missed a start. Did you sort out the pie flashing? Yeah, so all I ended up doing, I mean, I haven't tested it yet, so who knows whether I did it correctly, but I swapped over to my Mac, and it just worked fine. Someone DM'd me, either DM'd me or commented. Is that going in? It doesn't go in that far. 1 second. Okay, that's tight. Someone commented or DM'd me basically saying that they've had issues with Balena Etcher with certain images where it flashes fine but doesn't verify fine, which is basically what we were going through. So gently pull on the tab and push the ribbon cable in. Cool. Feed the ribbon cable through the slot. So I have a feeling that's all. I don't know what the best way to route this is. I have a feeling that's all that it was. That seems like probably the best way. But yeah, just doing it on my Mac, it worked fine the first time. Probably need to use some VHB tape on this here, but that could be a later problem, I suppose. It looks like it's going into. Let me focus. Sorry, I know lighting sucks, but I have to have it facing me because, well, I'm the one doing the installation, and it's just I don't have lighting behind me other than my green light, so. Okay, it looks like this is going into this slot right here. Okay. Looks like I just shove it like that. Nope. Maybe. It seems like we're in. That is super crooked. Oh, that is not what I want. Hold on. There we go. I need a third hand right about now. Okay, I think that's in, and I think that's straight. So, yeah, I'll very likely end up doing some VHB stuff, like maybe one little bit of VHB right here and one little bit of VHB right here. For now, I'm just gonna call it good enough and move forward. Wait, someone said, sorry, pie flashing. Yes, yeah, so I got it working on. I did answer that. Have fun. I'm gonna listen in the background. Most likely, I got it this time. Hey, good luck with your homework, man. That is definitely priority number one. We are not going anywhere. Hey, man of the crock. Pizza is what I had for dinner last night. That is it is a pineapple pizza emoji tuxedo. That's an after stream problem. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Cool. Let's do this. So we got that. And I think the last thing I saw, I did take a quick look, was, yeah, just attach the antenna to the bottom side of this. And sweet. So this guy is right here. So yeah, this is not exactly a whole lot of space. You know what, let's see. If I pop this cable up, there we go. It gives me a little bit more distance. Look at that, we've got exactly enough. Okay, it does mean I'll never be able to take this screen off, basically, but that's okay, it's a future me problem. Let's get my greasy thumbprints all over the adhesive, because that's a good idea. And then I'm just gonna approximately, let's do this like right there. Yeah, it basically fits. Nice. Okay, cool. So now I definitely want to lift this up. Oh, Jesus. I don't know if maybe I should have not done these nuts so tight, but the good thing is once I get the screen in place, I really don't see myself adjusting it all that much. So hopefully that's fine. Yeah, it should be fine. I might end up routing, if it'll fit, I might end up routing this little cable through the hole where the ribbon cable is, but there really shouldn't ever be a time where this rim right here, this lip, is what's on the surface, because the feet stick out quite a bit past it, but who knows. Ban John for hearsay, what do you say? Wrong topping? That's, hey man, the thing I love about this crowd is like we can agree to disagree. Alrighty everyone, we are officially moving on to flashing Klipper. Let's get we don't even need a sound effect, I'm just gonna clap. Without my thumb, this is the golfer clap. Okay. All right, powered by Klipper. Yep, control board, control board. Also needs firmware flat, all the firmwares. So I did this, I downloaded the image, I did extract the zip file, I did do this, I did open up the system config. I didn't rename it, I didn't see a reason to rename it. ProForge 300 sounds pretty good. Time zone, I hope I set correctly. It was a little bit different than I'm used to. Usually it's just setting it as US, but in this case, it looks like there was one for Boise, so I put America/Boise. Hopefully that works. I did do my SSID and password and double check that it was spelled correctly and the cases were right. And then it says also open the ambient env.txt file and make sure that overlays.dsi is not uncommented, or that it is that it is uncommented, and it did seem like that was fine. So I've inserted the SD card into the Pi, which was a very acrobatic process for my hands to get it to actually locate that. It was sort of squeezed between the board and the this guy, the USB the USB hub. Okay, and then we already powered it on last week and nothing smoked. I have moved a few things, but nothing I moved should have done anything. Like, it was not AC stuff. I think I unplugged like 1 or 2 GSD connectors from the main controller. So I feel confident, famous last words, that it will power on correctly again. So check your wiring, check none of the cables are loose, check the power supplies, which we previously did. When happy, plug the cable on the back of the printer and flip the switch on. So let's give everybody a little shot-a-roo of what this looks like. Okay, I know. I do believe in jinxing. I do. This is one of the things I do believe in, but I don't know, man. Sometimes you gotta roll the dice. So let's go ahead and plug in. This is not powered on, so I am plugging in the power cable, and on the count of 3, I am pressing the power cable. 1, 2, and 3. I see light. I see nothing happening on the screen, which will be is the backlight even on? I can't tell. It does look like it's lit up, so maybe it's because things are booting. I really don't know. But we have lights. I don't smell smoke. I don't see smoke, which is always a plus. Don't know what's going on with the screen. It did say something about buttons on it, which are located on the other side. Let me see. Maybe it's because there is... I'm trying to think of whether I feel like I should see something, even if it's just the console. Let's really quickly go back There was one thing it said about the screen. It said, if your display is not lighting up, maybe the brightness is set all the way down. So let's pump up the, I can't see anything. Light. Is it a click and hold, or is it just a click? I don't see anything. Okay, I don't know. You know what? Maybe it's because Klipper's screen is just not installed. I really don't know at this point. I see a light on the board, so like that makes me think that the cable is probably seated correctly. Let's just leave that for now. I'm not going to worry about it at this very second. Is it powered the screen? Yeah, it does have an LED. It does have an LED, but I don't see anything on it at all, and I think I should see something on it. It's possible I need to double check the text file that I said wasn't commented, but for right this second, I'm not going to worry about it. That'll be a later me problem. So let me grab the stool because there's going to be quite a bit of computer stuff here. Let's just move on. All right. I need to check the Klipper screen config. I think it defaults to HDMI. Got it. Okay. Carefully lay the printer. Power text. First boot. Let's see. ProForge.local. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's the right stuff. Oops. Let's try this. That doesn't seem to be working. Let me see if I see it on the network. ProForge 300, absolutely on the network. So we'll just use the IP. 192.168.105.246. There we are. Woohoo! Yeah, it is a ProForge image. Yeah, it is. So it might be something with that text file on the Pi. Really not looking forward to having to take it out because it, like I said, it just, well, actually, you know what? Now that I've cleaned up the wires, it's not that bad. So it'll be fine. It's live. You're too talented. I'm missing the magic smoke on there. Sorry, nice. One of these days you'll see some smoke. We did get smoke one time, but that wasn't really my fault. When we moved from California to here, the switch wire fell when we were loading it onto the U-Haul. And the motors generated current back to the driver and fried a driver. So when we powered it on, it lit up. It lit up. Okay. So you can do this, check the router for devices. Yep. If you is normal to see an error here. Yep. Cool. Check the electronics fan. It is a moving. Do not update. Okay. Download the ProForge 300 config files here. We advise creating a GitHub account and following our repository to get notified. Okay, we'll do that later. So it wants me to just basically download everything. Do you have a sample? Yeah, I think the sample printer config is going to be in here. I think I just double click, right? No. Extract. I'm so used to the Mac, you just double click on it and it does it. Okay, so we got that. Upload all the downloaded config files. Okay. G-code files machine. Yep. Boot. Config files. Okay. Downloaded the night build of Orca Slicer, has a much better step importer, which created much smoother prints. Interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. Okay, so firmware for the firmware for the various control boards is created using Klipper on the Pi. In order to access the Pi, we will use software called Termius. Huh. Okay, I guess if that's, I mean, I'll follow the instructions, I suppose. Nope, let's open that in a separate. Just finished setting up my box turtle and my first multicolor print is almost done. Nice. Yeah, my video on box turtles coming out this week. I've got it working, I would say, well. I ran into a lot of issues, but most of the issues were not related to box turtle, and it was my 2.4 needing work. Nice, thank you so much for the donation. Smash the like button, everyone. Yes, if you have not done so, please do so. Yeah, the issues I'm running into right now with box turtle itself are the fourth lane keeps screwing up on me. I have a feeling I just need to take out the hub and probably clean out some material. So I've pretty much been doing just 2-color test prints. This was my big stress test print, which I was really pleased with how it turned out. I'll show you guys this really quick. This was like, once this came off the printer, I was like, okay, I've got it dialed in. I still have occasional weird stuff going on with the cutting, where I've had to basically unscrew the cutting screw a little bit, so that way it's a little bit further out, and it'll like work for a while then stop. But I've got plans. I'm planning on probably swapping out toolhead and doing some other stuff, so I'm not super worried. That's on the 2.4. Yeah, 2.4. I think 2.4 is probably going to be my box turtle machine, and then we'll see once we rebuild the Merc, that might be my box turtle machine. I also had a few issues here and there, but most of it was reading the manual. Yeah, it's definitely not plug and play. Like, I can see it being intimidating, but I think for anyone that's like built a Voron and has some familiarity with Klipper, it's totally doable. Yeah, it had a lot of supports. They were tree supports, and it was really stringy. I think that was mostly my fault, though. I had it set to 220 Celsius, which is what I usually print PLA at. And because there's a lot of like slow printing because of the fact that it's switching back and forth and doing small things, there was just a lot of strings. So I did drop the profile I had on 2.4 with box turtle from 220 to 210, which definitely seems to have helped. Okay, let's get back to this. In order to do the free version, cool. Install Termius. In the text bar at top, insert the following. Get started. Okay. I mean, my email's not private, but I don't know if it has my work email on this computer, so I'd rather not show that. I trust you all, but just sort of, yeah, it has a bunch of emails here. So let's just do my regular email that is public. Open desktop SSH client. Cool. Encryption password. Set password to encrypt your vaults. I don't really care that much right now because I don't plan on using this more than for this. Confirm your saved encryption password. I've saved it. Invite your teammates. No, thank you. Add data to your vault. No, thank you. Start connecting. Okay. So, what does it say to do? It says, in the text bar at the top, type the following. Password, username and password is both Makertech, so continue. Okay, let's try close. Let's try this again. And then let's try just using the IP because that did work. I don't think I need that. I think I just need the IP. Username Makertech. Yes. And they said password was also Makertech. We have entered the matrix. This is a really, ooh, God. Really fancy. I'll just do the like standard colors, I suppose. You're not just using putty. It said to use this. I'm sure putty would have been fine. It's just an SSH terminal. This is probably overkill, but since that's what they recommended, and if people are following this in the future and aren't familiar with putty and Klipper, I figured why not. Shorter day at work. That is always exciting. Hey, Steve. Steve Clark in the house. All right. Oh God, I need to close this. I keep clicking on the wrong thing. If you change the printer's name, I didn't, but that's fine. Make sure the printer's powered on. We did. If you have issues, great. Okay. What is this? Sure. Please don't hack my system. Let's see if I can. Okay, so we're just gonna CD. I should be able to just CD Klipper, right? Yeah. And then make menu config. It is a really pretty interface. Okay. You should now use the select arrows to match the options in this image. Okay. I cannot see that very well. Let's make this big. Okay. We're going for STM32. It is an STM32 H723. H723. 128, 25 megahertz. PA11, PA12. Okay, that looks fine. Is there anything else that needs to be done? Double check your control board. Some use STM. Oh, double check your control board. Okay, let's do that. STM32 H723. Pretty sure that's what I said. What is this though? Is this, what is? USB serial from chip ID? I haven't seen that before. Is that USB IDs? Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, that's already set. Wait, okay. So that was set correctly. So quit. Sure. Okay. Send a make command. We can do that. Make. Hey, Nadir. I think I might be swapping to Terminus. I don't know what that is. Wait, is that what I'm using? It is. I think you have to pay for it though. I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know. Maybe not. There was something it gave me like a 14-day trial on when I signed up, but that might not be just the basic terminal stuff. It does look very cool though, but I don't know that I would pay for looking very cool. That will cause the bot ID stuff to be unique per MCU serial number rather than per. Ah, got it. People have seen issues with multiple of the same board giving the same ID. Got it. I wonder if that's because we're using 3 different Nighthawk boards, but I think since this is for the like main Klipper host, I'm sorry, because this is for the main like MCU, I wouldn't think that would be an issue, but I don't know. But yeah, I've never used that setting before. At the end of the process, you should have a Klipper.bin file, which yes, we should. Yep. Cool. Go to the SFTP. Oh, that's okay. That's kind of cool that it has FTP built in. I do like that. That's probably why it wanted us to do this, was to help kind of speed up the process. So I do like that a lot, actually. SFTP tab. Navigate to the Klipper.bin file. Oh, we're not on. Navigate to the Klipper.bin file by going to home. Why is it telling me to go? Oh, okay, yeah, home Makertech, that's right. Klipper. And then out. Why don't I see out? I think I went the wrong. What am I doing wrong? Ah, reading. That's what I'm doing wrong. It wasn't alphabetical. Reading. All right, Klipper.bin. I will say that's pretty freaking cool that it has, drag it. drag and drop to a folder on your computer. That's pretty cool. Can I literally just do desktop? Let me make sure I don't have a Klipper bin file. Let me delete actually just like anything firmware related from my desktop. So can I just do this? That didn't work. Select from your saved host. Copy to target directory? No. Refresh, rename, open with. Okay, what am I doing wrong, y'all? Normally I would see like, do I need to go? Can I open a separate? This app looks so modern, I don't like it. It's harmless for the board. It may just be easier for them to say do it everywhere. Got it. Yeah, I'm a little bit... Connect to a host. Can I not just local? Okay. Okay, so... What's the easiest way to get to my desktop? Users. Oops. Desktop. Okay, there we go. There it is. There you are. I got it. Let's see. Let me make sure really quickly that's the right one. June 18th. 12th. Yeah, that looks right. Coolio. We got it. Awesome sauce. Rename it to firmware.bin. Yep, because it is a big tree tech board. Desktop. Firmware.bin. Cool. With the printer powered off. Okay, so let's quickly power off the machine. Shut down. Reading is fundamental. Yeah, it blows my mind the amount of times I do things wrong, and I'm like, if I only had read. Okay, we are powered off. That looks good. So I did have the micro SD card right here. I don't have a micro SD card reader that can take this, so I do need to see if this will work. Okay, plugging in the micro SD card. Hopefully it pops right up. It sure did. There's always a problem. It's Windows. Every USB flash drive has a problem. Okay, so now we're going desktop. We are finding our firmware.bin file, but copying it to our flash drive. It's on our flash drive. We are ejecting it from our flash drive, or ejecting our flash drive, and then it should just be shove it in, insert it in. Sure, the switch is in. Ensure. Insert the SD card. Ensure this switch is in the popped up position. Ensure the USB cable is plugged in. Power on the printer. Okay. Let's do that. I guess it was good I looked at that. I didn't know there was a unique switch on this board. So yeah, switch looks like it's popped up. Just going to install this. This one is much easier to access than, oh! All right, let's not get overconfident here. All right. Okay, I think we're in, and then we will power back on. See what happens. What are you using for the main camera? I need to update mine. I don't know what to buy. I like your wide angle. So the main camera is my main like YouTube camera, which is pretty expensive. It is an FX30. I think when I bought it, the body was like $2,000 by itself. I think I just looked the other day because one of my coworkers wants to get the same camera for doing videos for Lightburn. I think the body was like $1,700 or $1,600. So yeah, it's pretty expensive. I would say that's completely overkill. The secondary camera is a A6400. Yeah, A6400. I think that would be plenty sufficient. The main thing is really the lens, and it is a budget lens. I'm using a Sigma 35. Let me double check really quick for you. It is a prime lens. So this one is the Sigma 16 millimeter. So the Sigmas are, I mean, budget lens, like it's all about perspective, but like the zoom lens I use on here was like $700. The Sigma, even though the Sigma 16 was probably one of the more expensive ones. So if I go Sony, let me just check on Amazon. Sony Sigma 16 millimeter. It's a $450 lens. So, but I mean, like, if you're doing photography or videography stuff, like glass is expensive. So compared to going with like actual Sony branded glass, $450 is pretty inexpensive. But I don't know whether it's worth it for what you're doing. It just depends. And I will say this, like, I've been making YouTube videos for probably 14 or so years now. I did not start off with this stuff. I started off with, it was a, I'll show you actually. It was my brother's camera. This guy. One second here. Please load. Come on, Amazon. This was my first camera. It was a flip cam. Currently, well, not available because it came out probably 15 years ago, but it was no more than $100, I don't think. It did 720p at 60 frames per second, and that's what I started with. So the first camera I bought, like, that I used that was a DSLR was a Canon Rebel T3i, which is about $360. And then I upgraded to a Panasonic, I want to say it was Panasonic G7, I think it was that, DMC G7, which was my first 4K camera. And that's $700. So I basically, like, every couple of years, at the beginning it was like every 5 years, but now like every couple of years upgrade camera equipment and stuff like that. But it's completely unnecessary. Like, I mean, people that watch my content are watching for like the educational value, I would say, and to get information, not for crazy cinematic shots. But I do like upgrading the gear as sort of time progresses, and there are really nice things that the FX30 does. But anyways, I'm ranting a little bit. Yeah, the T3i is a great camera. Yeah, they last a really long time. I mean, the A6400, I bought FX30 at launch, which was probably 2.5 years ago. And I bought the A6400 maybe 3 or 4 years before that. So it's like, I've had it for 6 or 7 years of almost always being on because I use it as a webcam. Like, they work really well and last a long time. So yeah, gear acquisition syndrome is real. I do, like, the cameras I spend decent money on, like, the lights are pretty inexpensive. These are just newer LED panels with softboxes. And this is a cob light on a C-stand, but it's still like, it's a newer C-stand. So it's, you know, more of a budget option. And I waited to get, like, I think the cob light was like $250, which I know, again, like, depending on, like, if you do video and photo stuff, like, it might sound like, wow, that's a lot for a light. But the comparable lights, like the Amran high-end ones, they're like over $1,000 a piece. So yeah, specific gear is very expensive. And I try to find like a good balance of like budgety, works well, and kind of pick and choose where I spend money on. So yeah. Okay, bodies are temporary, good glass is forever. Yeah, the good glass lasts forever. Hey, Bearded, sorry, I went on a bit of a rant there. I know that probably was only interesting for a handful of people. Let's get right back into it. So with all that being said, and without further ado, let's get right into today's stream. All right. Cool. Using Termius to SSH back into the printer. Retrieve board serial ID. Cool, reconnect. Ow, my freaking finger. We need to go to here. I think we're logged in again. Whoa, what the heck? That is not... It's not everything that I wanted. There we go. All right. I do. Nadir! Thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Cheers to you, buddy. Hey, Aaron's here. That means that Jackson and Aaron are awake. They have risen. Hi, hon. Hey, Jerry. No, that's not Jerry. Is it? No, tactical printing. How's it going, buddy? Okay, so the serial ID for the SKR board should have STM32H723, which is going to be this guy right here. You see the word Marlin or FS mode? Paste the line that you previously copied here. Okay. Let's just copy this section. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. How do you copy in this terminal? Right click is paste. Oh, it also is copy apparently? Okay. So we need to go to our printer.cfg file now, which is going to be here. Let's try this again. Printer.cfg. Where MCU? Here we go. Okay. Okay, it's not connecting, which is probably because there's a lot of other MCUs and stuff like that that need to get added. The main serial open interface, we did that. Save and restart. The firmware for the Eddy is created in much the same way as the firmware for the main board. Okay, we're just gonna rinse it. We're gonna speed run. Speed run this. Control Shift C. Okay, I'll try that and see if that works. I know that like it gave me options right now about using keyboard or mouse for copy and pasting, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't read. 88 watching and only 45 likes. It's Modbot. What's not to like? Oh man, thank you, Down Under. Yeah, if you haven't hit the like button, it just takes 1 second and is appreciated. It is appreciated. CD Klipper, make menu config. All right, after opening the keyboard, use the arrow. Okay, so we're basically doing the same exact thing here. So let's make you bigger because my vision is not that fantastic. And let's see, we're doing this. We're going to Raspberry Pi, RP2040, processor model, no bootloader, W25280, that looks right, USB serial, USB ID, that all looks fine. Is there anything else? And then, okay, so we're doing the same thing. Use USB serial from chip ID, which seemed to be the default. Yep, cool. Q, yes, Y for yes. Cool. Before being able to flash the Eddy Pro, we need to put it in boot mode. This can be a little tricky and you may need a hand to help with it. Great. With the printer powered up, disconnect the Eddy USB cable and reconnect it while holding the boot button. Huh. Okay. Jeez Louise. That is going to be fun. Don't forget to punch the thumbs up. Yeah, you can punch it if you want. Punch it, tap it, give it a little kiss. I thought it was Alt-4, tuxedo exactly. Dropped a hammer on the like button. Yeah, that's dropping hammers is fine too. Okay, so let me just quickly observe. It says to do it while powered on. Where the hell is the probe? What the? Okay. You're telling me it's on the very top? How in the hell? Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so... oh, this'll be fun. I'm gonna need my phone for a flashlight. Let's move this. Wow, okay. Okay. So... let's get a small, hopefully this driver will let me reach it. And then now I have no idea. I have no idea which cable is the Eddy cable. So it looks like it's this guy. So it's, I know it's not that one. So it could possibly be this one, or this. Okay, let's do this. Let's look at the instructions of when I installed Eddy and hope that I plugged it into the same port. Yeah, let's do that. That is not a very fun process. You could probably flash all these at the beginning just with a powered Pi. I agree. Yeah, you mean like before installing it on the printer itself? I do agree with that. What is this? Is this gantry? No, I thought. Okay, no, this is right. I don't see it telling me to plug it in. Just quickly look one more time. We got belts, we got other stuff, we got CPAP, extension cables. You know what? We probably installed this on stream. I would think. Let's really quickly see if we can see it on stream. Okay, let's go here. So it probably would have been, it wasn't that one. You know what? It was very likely. It's the next stream. Yeah, it's this one. It's Jackson. Okay, I did not plug it on stream. I have no freaking idea. Is that Jackson? I think Jackson's here. We'll take a quick break for Jack. Jack attack? Woohoo! Come here, bud. Come here, say hi. No, not that way. Can you help me this way? Because I don't want to hit this cable. Go, mommy, please don't. That cable right there, if it gets kicked, it kills the printer underneath it. I set it up to like be as safe as possible, but all it takes is one Jackson toe. All right. Hold on, buddy. Can you say hi? Say hi. What? Oh, Daddy's videos? Yeah. Well, Daddy's looking at this. Say hi to everybody. That's the screen. You say good morning? Did you wake up? Oh, can you show what that is? What is that?
Duck.
It is a duck.
Mom.
Yeah, we're building. You hear that? You guys go and just get some stuff from the store? Are you gonna go bye-bye with mommy? Yeah? Oh, you don't press the buttons? Oh, what is that one? What is zoom? Why don't you do, here, press some of these ones.
That was easy.
I wonder what's for dinner.
Pretty cool, huh? All right, one more. Okay, that's all, no more. Okay, Daddy's got to get back to building. You can take the ducky? Okay, you say bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Get him working on the software. You want to help troubleshoot? It says I need an extra set of hands.
Yeah.
Can you unplug the USB cable and plug it back in? Yeah? Okay. I love you. Bye-bye, Bubby. Okay. I'll see you when you get back. Can you say good luck? Thank you. Thank you. Bye, Bubby. Be good for mommy, please. Okay, so I have an idea. This isn't what I wanted to do. What, baby? Monkey. Okay, the beautiful thing about these cable raceways is I can probably follow the cable. Let's try not to electrocute myself. I'm not touching. Okay. Okay, so this is the cable. And it goes, I know this is like the long one. So it goes back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. And it, okay, it makes me sad that pulling this out. Okay, it is this one. So it's bottom right from this angle. For right now, I did such a good job of tucking it all in. There we go. Not so bad. That was a lot easier. I don't know why I didn't think of that initially, but here we are. Okay. Oh, don't fall off. Okay. Bottom right is what it is. I streamed for an hour with my 21-month-old last year. Oh my god, it was a mix of crazy of getting more likes. Yeah, the Jack's definitely more fun than I am. Okay, so I'm not gonna be able to really show this well, but I'm basically gonna be standing on this side of the, all right, let me just show it like this. I'm gonna be standing on this side of the desk. I'm gonna reach over, unplug that USB cable, hopefully be able to feel to plug it back in as I'm holding down the boot button with this driver on the Eddy probe. So let's see if I can do it. I am going to need this. That is not, it is such a difficult angle, and I have the cable. Okay. Okay, I believe I'm engaging with it. Okay, we have unplugged. Please go back in. Oh my god. Okay, second. Okay, I think I did it. I feel like there's a 75% chance I did that correctly. It was hard to feel the click, but I really shoved the driver in there, so let's see. Being in front of, you should be able to do that. Okay. Intermius. Let's see if this worked. What am I looking for? We're looking for. It should return with the ID. Notice RC in our case, Eddy in boot mode. I don't see anything called Eddy. What is it? Oh, Raspberry Pi 2 boot. Okay, I think I did do it right then. I did see that. Yeah. Yay! We did it! This would be much easier on a new Gen 2 board if Makertech would get their act together and produce them already. A Gen 2 board, like a new Eddy probe? Okay, so that's good. Know the device. Okay. Send the following command. CD Klipper, we're already there. Flash device, make flash. And our ID, we have the same ID. 2E88, yeah, that's right. It should take a minute to flash. All right, let's see how it goes. It's working! It's doing stuff! Gen 2, got it, 2 LED boards. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice. Hey, Scott! He would have happily, yeah. Jackson is an excellent helper. Like, He always wants to help. And Aaron, like, the issue is like he doesn't understand like what the task is exactly. And that gets interesting and gets frustrating as well. But like he always wants to help. Like Erin's been trying to give him tasks, like when she's like, if she's cleaning the house or the floors, like she'll give him a little push broom and have him push it around. Or if she's doing laundry, she'll give him some laundry or like throw in. He really likes helping. Password sudo should be just Makertech in all lowercase. Cool. Flashing, cool. Looks like that worked. It should take a minute to flash. You may get a failed boot. Ignore this. Manually reboot Eddie by unplugging and plugging it back into the Pi. I can do that. We've done it once. I can do it again. Okay. Send the following to find Eddie's serial ID. Boom, 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 and boom. Okay. Copy Eddie's serial to your clipboard. This will be unique. This will be unique for you. It will be the one with the RP2040 in its name. Okay. So this guy. Someone said Control Shift C. Did that work? Yeah, it did. Okay, so this Control Shift C. Thank you, person that said that earlier. Insert the serial ID in the eddie.cfg file. All right, we're going back here. We're going to eddie.cfg. Should be an MCU section. Bada boom. USB Klipper and restart. Okay, let's close out of some of this stuff. It's getting a little crowded. Here's Jack. It is really fun for me looking back at old streams and seeing Jack when he was just like a wee lad. Toddlers just want to be involved. My 3-year-old is all about helping. Yeah, we've definitely learned that. Like he loves having a like task or a goal or you know, some kind of a job. So it's easier to assign something to him than have him guess what the appropriate task is. All right, once connected, you should see the following. Oh, really? We should be connected? Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's get it. All right. I don't know if the reason why we're seeing black for the webcam is because it's not configured or if it's because I need to unplug the cap. Let's try that. Aha, it was the cap. That is exciting, everyone. We are progressing. You're making your life hard if you don't put catapult on Eddie. I'm following this to the T right now, down under. I'm cool with going rogue after. I just want to follow it exactly as is and see if it gets me to the finish line. Okay, once the firmware file for the print head toolboard is created the same way. All right, we're just going back at it. So, make menu config. Okay, I'm going to assume we're doing the same thing. After opening it, use the arrows. Okay, so for this one, it is STM32, STM32F, F042, no bootloader, 8 megahertz, PI11, that all looks fine. And then so it wants, I think it seems, I'm just checking it every time, but it seems like, yeah, it's always the default. How do I escape? There we go. And then the last one is under to reduce. Oh, come on. Stop. There we go. To reduce code size, which I don't think I've messed with this either. Support GPIO, we don't want support LCD, support external sensor devices, LIDSW. I mean, Klipper has really changed a bit since I've at least I like since I flashed something last. Okay. When done, cool. UI. Connect to your USB, just the print head. Oh. Okay. Hold on, let me get caught up on chat really quick. YOLO! My teenager's idea of helping is a purely supervisory role. That sounds like me as a teenager. Okay, connect via USB just the printhead toolboard you're flashing. Start with printhead 0, the one nearest the front of the printer. How will I know? How will I know which one is which? Is there LEDs currently? Oh, geez. Oh my God, that scared me. I didn't realize that the fan was running. Okay, that scared me. Okay. I think Jack's saying bye. Let me yell bye to him really quick. Is Jack saying bye? Bye, Jackson. I love you. Be good for mommy, okay? Oh, geez. You're taking your Mickey Mouse? Nice. Okay. I'll see you in a bit. I love you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I heard Jackson yelling. He usually likes to say bye. Okay, so I think what I'll do is just unplug them and check for the fans. You cannot see what the heck is going on because the lighting is atrocious. There we go. It says, we recommend connecting and disconnecting printheads from the USB hub and not printhead at the... Wait. Okay, at the USB hub. So... will the fan turn off? It won't turn off. Oh, you know what? I can do it like this, right? Okay, so it says starting with printhead 0, the one nearest the front of the printer. So this is the front of the printer, which is this cable. So front of the printer's right here. That's this cable coming in right here. That is this, that is this, that is this. So I'm just gonna unplug. Wait, no, that's the one we want. So let's unplug the other two. Okay. Oh, no, 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 I sparked. Oh, I hope I didn't kill anything. I hope I didn't kill anything. No! I hope I didn't kill anything. I don't like usually doing things with them live. Why they use USB instead of CAN bus is also baffling. I don't know, man. Well, it's because they're using the orbiters and they wanted to use the orbit tool. Yeah, that scared me. I've had 2 jump scares in the last 5 minutes. Let's just see. Let's see if let's see if... Okay, we're back on it. Take care when handling a printhead, the fan will be spinning. In order to flash the toolbar, we need to put... Oh my God, I still have to grab each toolhead. I didn't see any magic smoke. I didn't see any magic smoke. I did see a spark. It came from, I believe, the little fuse, but the fuse doesn't look broken either. So I'm gonna hope it was just a spark. The fan will be spinning. Okay, yeah, no kidding. All right, so let me grab the toolhead. Oh my God. Grab the toolhead board. Kind of can feed it from here. Take care when handling the printhead. The fan will be spinning. In order to flash the toolboard, we need to put in DFU mode. With the printer powered up, I'm just gonna move the camera like this. With the printer powered up and the toolhead connecting, hold the following buttons in this order. Boot. So boot is right there. They're in like kind of an awkward... Okay. Boot, reset, then release. Okay. Can I do this with my... I wish I had like the tiniest of fingers right now. Okay, so we got hold down boot. Okay. I don't think I can reach that. It would be easier. No, this is how I kind of have to do it. Yeah, I wish we had done this before connecting. Okay. So hold down this. Okay. Press this. Release that. Okay, I think I did it. Use a ceramic screwdriver. I don't have a ceramic screwdriver. In DFU mode, the white hot end LED light should shine. Cool. So we're in DFU mode because it did shine that light. So now let me place this back where it was. Playing with fire. I know. Yeah, I will. The feedback I have right now is the wiring needs work. I'm gonna send a photo of mine as like, here's what I did. And then use plastic or wood tip. Do I have plastic? I agree. I agree majorly, Tuxedo, that using what I did was not the play. I'm just trying to think. You know what? You know what we have a lot of around here? Filament. You know what's probably going to work fine to engage these things? Filament. Let's try that. Let's just get a little strand of filament. It's basically a equivalent of a toothpick like they recommended. We got it once, let's not play with fire a second time. Okay. And let's hope I didn't kill anything in the process. All right, y'all. Buttons, cool. So let's try this again. Cool, there's our DFU mode. I probably need to regenerate that image, I would think, because the whole thing reset. Let's do that. Let's do that. STM32, STM4042. Maybe not. Maybe we didn't need to. 8-kill, USB IDs. That looks fine. We already know that this is good, and this one only had 3 things, so that looks fine. So it was fine. Okay. So we didn't have to do that. I don't think, maybe the Pi must not have reset in the process. I have a bag of filament scraps for all these kind of uses. Yeah, no, it's, just use your fingers, just make sure you look at them first. Dude, the buttons are so close to the connectors that you cannot use your finger. Trust me, I tried using my thumbnail for one of them and it did not work. Okay, so we're good there. We're good there. So we're doing a make clean. Okay. And then we're doing this. So same thing, make flash device. And then we just need to change 0483 DF11. Looks fine. Bam. We're flashing. There's a printed part you can use to press the button. It's not a long print. I think we're fine. I think we're gonna be okay with filament, but had I known this going into it, it probably would have been a good idea. Yeah, I think that flashing everything prior to is a good recommendation. It just is, it's so much more difficult because you have to access the bottom of the printer. So it has to be on its side. And this is not a small printer. Like, it's a pretty big reach trying to get the tool head, you know, and the base of the printer at the same time. File downloaded successfully. Wait, send the following. Copy the toolhead board. It will be the one with F042. Oops, I did it wrong. Okay. Insert the serial ID to the corresponding. X is 0. Wait. Okay. 0. Bam. Restart. Modbot use Spark. We're doing okay, Reverend. I'd say we're doing more good than not good. We did get a spark, our first spark, but I think that we're gonna be okay. I feel pretty confident. Make sure it's the same format as shown. Follow from step 30 again and flash the other printers in the same way. Each printhead will have its own unique serial ID, which needs to be entered in its own code. Step 30, step 30, step 30, step 30, step 30. Do I have to make menu config each time? I would think not. It all looks fine. Just send it. Yeah, so we're not gonna have to do that. I will do, for the sake of, I will do a make clean. Okay, so we do need to now unplug. So we do, yeah, we do need to unplug. Or do I need to unplug? I would think that once this is flashed, I wouldn't need to unplug. I could just plug in the next one. Right? Let's try that. Let's try not unplugging. Okay, so the second one is the middle one, and that is this board right here. So let's plug that in. You were the Sparky. You were Mr. Sparky. Okay, so that's plugged in. Yeah, I don't think we need to. Once you have an RP20 image, you can use it over and over again. Okay, perfect. You don't. Okay, cool. I don't do it, but like it said to unplug, like unplug them all, unplug one at a time to make sure you're flashing the right one. But I would think once the Klipper image is on it, and I grab the DFU and get the ID, like I would think that it's fine now. I think that maybe plugging in one was just so you can figure out which. I don't really know. Okay, so let's grab middle tool head. Be very careful. Pull it to right about here. Yep, fan is on. And then we're gonna try using our filament scraps because that is a safer option. So we have got, okay. The cable is in a little bit trickier of a spot on this one. This one's not clicking as easily. Okay. Okay. DFU mode. It is nice that the LED lights up on it, letting you know it's in DFU mode. That is like, that is nice. Okay. So second one's in DFU mode. USB. USB. DFU mode is that one. Now, I'm curious, is that the same ID? DF11. It was the same ID. Should I unplug the first one? I would think it can only flash the one that's in DFU, but I also have concerns about having multiple plugs. I'm gonna unplug, yeah, I'm gonna unplug the first one. I don't want to risk just screwing something up. Let's keep you way the hell away from everything. Come on, buddy. Okay, cool. All right. So I already did make clean, so we should be fine there. And I believe it's the same exact ID. Yeah. $104 watching and 58 likes. Do Modbot a solid. Hit the like button. What's not to like? Let's get to 7. All right, we're gonna open up the giveaway in 20 minutes. Let's get to 75. Let's get to 75. I don't think it matters since you flashed each one by device ID. I thought the same thing, Tuxedo. I just find it those devices is a very vendor device pair. That number is specific to the device in DFU mode. Got it. So you're saying it didn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just found it weird that the device was no like, no entry. I found it weird that the device ID was the same between the two. And because I'm using, this is basically a USB hub that these 3 different boards are connected to, and then they're plugged into a single USB port on the Pi. So I wanted to make sure, everything was okay. Resetting, switching back to USB runtime mode. And then we're gonna do a LS device serial by ID. Boom. This should be a different ID than the one we had. I'm gonna really quickly, oops, damn it, I keep doing that. But I don't see the other one anymore. Is that because the way that these boards work is once I enter it kind of like CAN, it doesn't show up anymore? It's definitely a different ID, 080800 and 3, yeah, they're different IDs, so it's working. So this is this one, this is this one, save and restart. I'm late today, but how's the garden project going? It's going pretty good. The cherry tomatoes, like, well, I have a lot of cherry tomatoes, but like the ones that were doing well are doing crazy. They've all fruited, and there's like hundreds of yellow flowers on them, which is awesome. I've had a lot of zucchini show up, but none of them have pollinated correctly. So I had a male and a female flower show up yesterday, and I manually pollinated them, which was a weird process. Well, what else? Blueberries are getting close, which is exciting. Raspberries got hit with spider mites, which kind of sucks. And my peppers also didn't turn out very good. I think I took too long to repot them, and so they got root bound. So I did end up getting 2 jalapeno plants from the store just because I was like, I want jalapenos. The cucumbers are coming along. The squash is coming along. Corn's coming along. I harvested the one broccolini that I'd planted because it was starting to bolt, and that was absolutely delicious. We just ate it raw with some ranch. And then the Brussels sprout, beans are doing really good. I need to get the trellis done so they can climb because they're pole beans. And then the Brussels sprouts, I'm not sure whether they're gonna bolt or not because it's my understanding they're not really summer crops, but it seems like they're starting to form little buds. So I'm hoping that we do get Brussels sprouts because I planted 6 Brussels sprout plants. Wait, what did I say? What did I say, Tuxedo? Oh, you're talking about the manual pollinating? It should show up, but don't stress for now. Okay. I know why it's not showing up down under, because I unplugged it. That's why it's not showing up. I freaking unplugged it. Okay, so I know you're saying I don't have to unplug it, but I'm just for the sake of this going to unplug it and move it way out of the way so it cannot short. It seems like everything worked though, right? Like, I hope so. At least it was able to detect, it was able to flash. Oh, my VHB is not as strong as I thought it was. Okay. Let's push this down a little bit. Sprouts, farts in the making. I really like Brussels sprouts. My buddy, when I lived with him, his wife would make, it was like Brussels sprouts and bacon. Ooh, so good. Okay, so we should be back. We should be back at it. So this is the final, the furthest away one. Gotta get my little filament, guys. Okay, that's right on the reset button. That did not work. That did work. Dude, filament. That is the way. All right, last one's in DFU mode. Okay, so. Oh, hi, everybody. So, we're going back to step 30. We already established we don't need to redo this. We've done that. We're in DFU mode. We are going to LS USB, which I'm assuming it's going to be the same if it was the same twice. That looks identical. CD Klipper we already got, so we just need to make clean. Boom. And then flash. Boom. I see you're a man of culture. I like them boiled on cookie sheet. Oh, that's really good too. That is really good. My wife does those Brussels sprouts and bacon. The only way, yeah, they're delicious. I didn't grow up with Brussels sprouts. Just dropping in to say thank you to whoever gifted me a membership. I did not grow up with them. I don't think. I don't remember eating them very much. So it was a bit of an acquired taste, but they've really grown on me. Aaron's got this photo of me because I've always gotten Brussels. Well, I haven't made them a whole lot, but the one time I did make them, I didn't realize that they came on this like crazy looking. I'm just gonna show it. Like, we're on video. Let's do visuals here. Brussels sprout stock. Yeah, so they come on this like kind of looks like this, and they're huge, right? Like they're really big. I wish I had the photo of me holding it up next to my head, but for our anniversary one year, our anniversary is on New Year's Day, and so we don't usually go out because it's just kind of crazy. So I usually end up cooking us something. And so for that year I did steak, mashed potato, and Brussels sprouts. So I bought Brussels sprouts and was like blown away by how the stock, like how the plant grows. It's so cool. But yeah, look at this. So right now I just have like these monstrous leaves, and I see tiny little Brussels starting to form. And it's my understanding you can either like cut away at the bottom or just like, it's a lot of Brussels sprouts, right, in one go. So you can also just sort of twist off however many you want for dinner and then just leave the plant and it'll, keep them fresher for longer. So anyways, we have to have some food talk, right? Okay, so let's get back here. Assuming this went correctly, it looks like it did. Let's grab our last ID, and if I'm not mistaken, it was the one with 42. Oops. Oh, every single... You'd think by the third time I'd remember how to copy correctly, but you'd be surprised. There we go. So now we're doing toolhead 2. This is the final one. Oh my god, what did I do now? Control-Shift-C. There we go. Okay. So I am going to now plug in everything carefully to not hit the cable on things that aren't supposed to be hit. Lesson learned. I'm very thankful that it seems like we didn't destroy anything. We did get a spark, so that was fun. It's not quite the 4th of July yet, but we are sparking. I think the VHP will stick. I think I was just putting too much sideways force on it, so we'll see. Okay, so everything should be plugged in now. Let's do a, let's do this command again and see whether we see all of them. One, yeah, all of them are there. I love it. I love it. You would think you'll read, but wait, read what? They freeze well in Ziplocs, so that's good to know. Need lots of garlic with the roasted sprouts to enhance the output. A lot of veggies are bland when boiled. The only veggies that's good when boiled are potatoes. I like boiled carrots a lot, actually, Tuxedo. They can be really sweet. My mom usually boils carrots for Thanksgiving, and I do find, like, if it's a good carrot, it still tastes really sweet. Thank you, GPs. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. Flashing the remaining print heads. Setting active print head. In the variables, you set the number of active print heads. If you have just one print head installed... Oh, got it. Okay, so we have 3. What was the file called? Ah, of course it's on the separate page. Active tool heads. 1, 2, or 3? 3. Okay. Save when done. Activate the print heads you have installed by removing the pound at the front of the include. Is this... Okay, this is the printer.cfg file. Printer.cfg. So we have all of these. So we will uncomment all of them. Potatoes with cheese. I freaking love potatoes. I am sad. Like, I live in Idaho, the potato state. So I'm sad that I haven't grown any potatoes. It's my understanding, like, I could have done sweet potatoes, but I'm not a big sweet potato guy. I like not sweet potatoes. But I think you have to plant them, like, before winter and overwinter them. So my game plan is, once I've pulled, like, all the summer crops and we're doing fall / overwintering things, I'm hoping to do potatoes, garlic, and onions. So what you're saying is you start with a veg and load it with butter, garlic, and bacon until you can't taste the veg. I like vegetables as well. I didn't say that. I just said that with the Brussels sprouts with bacon is pretty freaking delicious. Okay, save and restart, it says. Now it wants me to go, after restarting and given you have your board, edit, probe, and printed flash correctly, they should all be shown. This should be all Klipper is shown. Ooh, baby. We've got our main MCU. We've got Eddie. We've got toolhead 1, 2, and 3. Wow, everything's looking good. If you're getting an error, if you're still stuck, cool. Camera. Check the camera device ID in the crow's nest log file. Oops. Keep doing that. Okay, so we're looking for dev by ID. Dev, it looks like it's right here. Yes. So what does it want me to grab from that? Set device ID to what you found on the log file, dev video 9. So this is just video, oops. This is video, it's in 0, right? Video 0. Crow's nest to config device. So it's gonna be here, it's gonna be here. Here we go. It was just video 0, but I'll paste it. There we go. Okay. Restart when done. Go to the settings and add a webcam. Name it P. We already have a webcam. Go to the settings. Webcam. It looks like it already has all of this stuff. Name it P300. Set the streaming service to UV4LM. Streaming URL UV4LM. That's what it is. Yep. Hey, it was already done. Wait, what? It was working. What the heck happened? What happened? What I find weird is it was working when it was set to 9. So did I grab the wrong ID? No. That's odd to me. Should be handled automatically by new crow's nest. Okay. Yeah, me changing it seems to have screwed things up. So I don't see any reason to do that. So let's go back to... Wait. There we go. Let's go back to video 9. It was working on video 9. Now it's not working. Well, that's frustrating. Oh, now it's working. Update webcam. Okay, let's not touch anything. Because, yeah, like you said, it was working. I feel like this printer really needs LEDs. Okay, so let's ignore that. Stage 9 checks. Oh my god, we're done. We're ready to do some checks. Yes. All right, I'm going to... I'm so excited, if you couldn't tell. Let's... I'm gonna power it off just for a sec. I don't want to move it with it on. I know I'm just standing it up, but we've already had some close calls today. You know what? Should we try to get Klipper screen? Should we try to get Klipper screen working? Restart. Oh, okay, got it. Or should we just continue on and deal with it later? I did follow the instructions, and I'm wondering if you guys see something I might have missed. We'll do it? Okay. I will say that I'm having a hard time. There we go. Okay. So I know that for some reason when I plug this SD card into my PC on the front ports, it did not show up. And when I plugged it in directly into the motherboard, it showed right up. So I'm gonna try that again for the sake of time and trying to get this thing going. Let's see. Let's see if it shows up. It did not show up. I also, oh, here we go. Okay, let me try this. This other USB reader seemed to work a little bit better. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, come on. It's like Murphy's Law, man. Every time I'm streaming, like, it'll work fine. Why is it not showing up? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yes. Okay, so let's take a look at the... I don't, like, because the screen shows power, even though I don't even see, like, a backlight, which I would think I would see. Okay, let's double check this, and then I can reseat the ribbon cables. Oh, I don't see a backlight. The thing's off. Of course I don't see a backlight right now. Okay, so, oops. Too much going on. As soon as we check this, I'll get the giveaway open as well. So let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go screen. Wait. Oh, it's not on this. It's actually on the flashing section. Okay. So I'm not worried about this stuff. This was, there's nothing screen related under system.cfg. The thing that it does say to do is under here, the Armbian environment text file. So let's go ahead and go boot Armbian environment Armbian environment txt, and it says overlays equals DSI. Open the Armbian text file. Check that the touchscreen display is enabled via DSI. Overlays equals DSI. That looks correct to me. So I don't know. I think the next thing I'll do is reseat the ribbon cables and go from there, because this is the only thing it says to adjust via the screen, and as we can see, it's set correctly. So let's eject. Maybe I did. Maybe the ribbon cable, I felt pretty good about my centering of it and fully inserting it. It does show a red light, so like it's clearly getting power, but who knows? Maybe it's seated at an angle, so the power is going through, but the, oh my god, oh, I dropped the micro SD card. Scared me. Yeah, the print's looking good. Okay, so let's plug this back in. Let me zoom you guys out a little bit. Once I plug this back in, before I start messing with the cable, I'll open the giveaway for everyone. It's really tough to see. It's tough to see where the micro SD card slot is on this thing. It's such an awkward angle. What about the Klipper screen config? I can check that. You mean that would be not on the micro SD card though, right? You mean in Klipper? Speak now, GPs, because if I need the micro SD card to check it, I don't want to plug it back in to the Pi. I haven't had to configure Klipper screen in a while, so I don't remember. 2.4, no, VZ might have been the last. VZ was probably the last build. I hate tariffs. I just ordered a load cell from Pia Poly for the Magneto X. My $13, I just paid, oh my gosh. Why is it that high? Before you enter the draw, go click click like. Yeah, hit the like button in Klipper. Okay, cool. Just quickly checking GitHub. Sounds good. Let me get this installed. So it looks like it's right here. Okay. Yeah, let me get the giveaway open. $68 likes. Let's get, before the giveaway is drawn, let's get to 80. I know we can get to 80 likes. All right. Giveaway link is officially pinned in chat. What do you do with all the kits you build? Pretty much keep all of them. The retail printers, it just depends. Sometimes I keep them, sometimes I take parts from them, use them for projects. I've sell a few of them. It just depends. But so far, pin message, yeah. So far, all the printers I built, I have. So going back to the original V0. That's getting a little overwhelming, and I will probably end up on those. I don't know that I want to sell them because they all require like some knowledge of the thing. So I'll probably end up maybe just giving it away locally or something like that on one or two of them. But yeah, space is becoming an issue, and the SUV that Aaron got is going in the garage, so I have to compact things a bit more. Okay. We are going to unplug and replug in things. I'm going to quickly look at the will you be building a Micron? I don't know. I love what the Micron looks like and is, and I wanted to do a tool changer Micron Plus, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I wouldn't be against building one. I think it'd be a fun build. I like HeartK a lot. I think he does incredible work. So yeah, I would totally not be opposed to building Micron Plus, but it's not currently in the cards. Yeah. Okay, back to the screen. Okay, we definitely did that correctly. And this says, feed the ribbon cable through the slit. Blue side of the ribbon cable should face the power terminals, which it definitely is doing. And it looks like it's in the further. Generally pull on the white tab, push ribbon cable. Yeah, I would be shocked if it was my cable seating, but I've been wrong Wrong about plenty of stuff before. Okay, that feels fully seated. This one's a little bit trickier because of how I have it. Ah, come on, buddy. One more time, yeah. So pins, like the pins should be facing outward, so I have it in the right direction. That feels like it's fully seated, and it's now locked in place. So I feel good about, I've plugged in a few ribbon cables over the years. I feel like that's pretty good. So we'll power it up and see in a second here. I didn't mean to close that. Okay, I am going to flip this bad boy up. All right, and then we will slide it like this. Okay. I don't know what the best angle is for this. Just realized you can't really see what I'm doing. Trying to figure out how I want the screen. I probably did go a little too tight on these guys. So that's okay for right now. I don't think I want it sticking out that far. I might end up loosening the screws. All right, anyways, let's power. Wait. It says adjust the servo arm so that its lowest value, the shaft side faces parallel with the servo. Okay, so we need to power it on. That's what it's saying. So you can see the red LED, right? Yeah, it's definitely lit up. I don't remember what the center button did. Yeah, I don't know. What build did you recommend for a small printer but usable? I mean, the main small printer build I've done is a V0. V0 is totally usable. I mean, I don't know what you print. Like, if you tell me you're printing like large cosplay stuff or really large pieces, I'd be like, yeah, maybe not. But otherwise, let me remove all these little rail stops. Otherwise, it's totally usable. And it heats up really quickly. You don't really have to do much of anything with the bed because it's, it's relatively flat and rigid. It prints fast. Yeah, the V0 is really a solid little machine. What's a 3D printer? You know what a 3D printer is. Just getting rid of all these. I've forgotten to remove these little orange like rail stops before, and then gone to home a new build, and doesn't usually go so well. Okay. So adjust the servo arm so that its lowest value, the shaft side face is parallel with the servo body. Okay. So It's currently parallel. I don't understand. I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys this all that well because of the bar. Yeah, you can't really see that. Or maybe, you know what? Because it's not engaged, maybe that doesn't really count. So maybe I need to engage it and see what value once it's engaged. Because that is like I'm looking lowest value, the shaft side face is parallel with the servo body. So make a note of this number. This will be your docking angle. So we've already greased this. It's interesting. It's having us sort of do the instructions like, so we did this and this. Reinstall the servo arm with the locking mechanism. Attach the camshaft to the servo so the cam pin is horizontal when the servo is up. Oh. Add grease to the side of the camshaft pin also. Okay, I'm just gonna put in a value and see what happens here. Cam position. Okay. That looks pretty good to me. That looks really good to me actually. I just used the same value they did, but that looks pretty excellent to me. I think. I am pretty sure I'm gonna roll with that. Let me look at it from the front, just because I'm looking at it from this angle. Music is down. Okay, I'll change it right now. Yeah, I'm calling that good enough for now. So 30 is, so we're using the same value as them. It does say to add some grease to it. Okay, attach the camshaft so that horizontal. Add grease to this inside of the cam pin. Inside of it. So add grease to the inside. Okay. So we're just gonna I'm gonna put my gloves on really quick. What'd you say, Delmar? I see your little up arrow, but I don't see a message. How much time will it? I don't see it. Hey, Palm. I think maybe it wasn't for me. Maybe it wasn't for me. Okay. So, I don't even know. Yeah, we'll put gloves on. We'll put some gloves on. Wow. And we're just going to use some of this grease. And I'm just going to sort of squirt some. It says, add grease to the inside of the cam pin. I don't fully understand. Like, if you look at the arrow, to the inside of the cam pin, I feel like I've done... I'm thinking about just greasing this entire thing. Do we have any thoughts as to why I shouldn't do that? This is going to be the rotating and locking and like unlocking and locking mechanism. I would think that that's probably not a bad idea since it's metal. It's going to be grabbing metal. Hey, Maker Viking. Happy Wednesday. Oh, music. Any reservations from greasing it? I think I'm going to grease it. More grease, more better. the pin, inner part that faces the head away from you. Got it. Okay, so you're saying, I get what you're saying. So like, this pin that goes this direction, this like where it's actually gonna be making contact is on the inside of it. But the issue is like, there's not really an easy way to just get grease there. So like, let me just squirt some here. You know what? I think I'm just gonna put some grease on my dang finger and just shove it in there. There, a bunch of grease on my finger. And there's not even, you know what? No, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put some grease on the filament, grease lightly. I'm putting some grease on the end of this filament and I'm just going to shove it right here. And now it's on the inside and outside. Filament is quite versatile. You can use it for pressing buttons. You can use it for, I use it for super glue quite a bit as well. Okay, so I'm gonna move my grease. I've got a little bit of grease on my fingers, and so with what I've got, I'm just going to apply a little bit to this. I don't see that being a huge issue. And I'll use this one that doesn't have grease on it to kind of wipe off a lot of it. Hopefully that's fine. We're lice lube. We're lice lube. We're not light. No lice. We are light lubing today. Okay, let me put this in here. All right. So we said, let me just really quickly here grab a. So we said servo value 30 for pin to be. Nope, not pino. A pin to be horizontal. I'm assuming we're just going to use their values since 30 worked. I imagine their other one will. Next, we need to set a select angle value. We found 110 worked well. After sending the command, the cam pin should rotate anti-clockwise to position just left of vertical. We need to set a select angle. Cam position. That was counterclockwise, and that angle looks pretty dang close to this to me. Restore the cam pin to 30 horizontal. Okay. Manually move the tool carriage over to a print head and insert the cam pin into the tool. Select the Servo 110. Okay. Zoom out a little bit. Oop. We'll just go for this one on the far left. I don't know if manually meant like by hand or, but we're doing it by hand. Instructions unclear. I can't see what the heck I'm doing. Yeah, it would be more helpful if the photos were straight on. Oh, that was, why was that so hard? Did we hit some? Okay. I think we're in. I hope we're in. Ah! Jeez. Okay. So yeah, I think the ship has landed. And then 110. Okay, that seemed like it grabbed a tool head. Tool head's coming out. That seems good. Okay. Send the servo command, the carriage will be picked up, release when happy, and redock. Okay. I'm just going to set it to 30. I'm gonna hold it. Okay, it has released. Cool. The alignment wasn't perfect in vertical dimension. It wasn't supposed to be vertical. Yeah, I thought the same thing. It's not supposed to be vertical. That's what threw me a little bit. If we look at... Oh, you're saying the alignment wasn't perfect in vertical dimension as far as this reaching this? It does have some play. So it could be that. I would assume the magnets or the balls are going to help align where they're supposed to. Sorry, I don't think you were talking about the camshaft. Okay, so dock angle. In the macros.cfg file, enter in dock and select angle. Macros.cfg. Whoa. G-code servo dock to servo dock. Oh, defaults. Yeah, that works. Servo tilt changer 30 and 110. That's totally fine. Yep, cool. Don't have to do that. In the mainsail dashboard, check that you are receiving the correct temperature readings from all components. Room temperature, eddy temp may be higher, that's fine. Okay. Temps. That looks good. These all look roughly the same. Set the part cooling fan to 100, set the filter fan. Filter fan is not installed. I will have to do that later. Part cooling fan should be pretty loud because it is like a CPAP turbo thing. So let's see. What about the tool head on the x-axis? Is it moving? What about the tool head on the x-axis? Tool head on the x-axis. I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. Nice. Let's see whether. It's probably an excessive amount of. Let's see, fan. It is moving, not as aggressively as I was expecting, but it is moving. I think this tape's a little too thick, but it is, there we go, it is moving. Just going back to builds, my V0, mine took 3 months on and off. Holy crap. My first one took quite a while as well. That was a self-source one. I just had quite a few issues. Self-inflicted, really. I think all of them. With the printhead moved to the middle of the build plate, so it's not triggering any stops, it should all report open. Okay. Okay. And then let's check. I think one of our limit switches is right here. Maybe? Yep. Oops. Okay, that's working. The other limit switch is here it is on the toolhead. Okay. And then for Z, after setting the below command. Okay, so it wants us to check X and Y, which we just did. How is the stability when the toolhead is on the X carriage axis, not docked? Oh. Is on the X carriage. Gotcha. We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, I didn't get a good enough chance. I mean, there's definitely some like flex if I push down on the. You can see it kind of wiggling a little bit. So we'll see. I mean, granted, there shouldn't really be downward force being applied to it. It should be more left and right, front to back force. It felt rigid though. Like if you're asking just basically how strongly did that little servo arm with that pin grip it, it felt pretty strong. And if you look at, oh man, I can't really show you anymore. Nice, but on the other side of this little metal bracket that's being grabbed, it's sort of at an angle. So as it's turning it, it's sort of riding up a ramp of further away and then closer, closer, closer. So they should sandwich together pretty hard, as long as the servo obviously is working as it should. And I've never used a servo like this. It's a pretty beefy servo. What kind of this is this is the side camera, so it's the A6400 with a Tamron 17 to 70 millimeter lens. Move the printhead all the way to the back. It's not trigger and stop. Refresh and stop. Cool. Z motor checks. After sending the below commands, the corresponding motor should turn anti-clock. Okay, so we're gonna do stepper buzz. Are we gonna print today? I doubt it. I doubt it. I think there's still a lot of calibration that we need to go through. We got everything flashed today. I'm not sure what's going on Klipper screen. We need to figure out what's going on Klipper screen. I think this is probably 0. I don't know for certain. Yeah, front left it says, so this should be front left. Let's go console. It's working. Anti-clockwise and then return to its original position. That's backwards. After sending the below commands, the corresponding motor should turn anti-clockwise by a small amount and then return to its original position. No, that is right. It's doing it right. Okay, that appears to be working. That also appears to be working. You check if the Klipper screen service is running. I did not. I haven't done anything Klipper screen related. Machine. I don't see Klipper screen at all. You know what? Klipper screen is an upgrade for this machine. Like, the screen is an upgrade. It's not a default thing. So something tells me that's the reason why. I wonder if they have instructions on how to do it or whether I should just go through regular Klipper screen install. GP's messaged me. But something tells me that, hey, it's almost done. We can do Kaya real quick. Oh, they already have Kai on here. Oops. I feel like I shouldn't update it. I'm not updating it right now. I don't care at this point. Would you like to try out Kaya V6? No, I just want to keep things as is. Klipper screen installed. Klipper screen is installed. I guess they just don't have the update manager. Okay, so Klipper screen is installed. I don't remember the process of where I need to enable anything. Also, giveaway link's open. We're gonna close the giveaway in 5 minutes for a spool of Polymaker filament. Set up hardware specific installation. Click the power button on the top right of the main cell, show the services and statuses of them. Klipper screen. So it is running. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know right now what it is. screen shows power, so I mean, the thing I'm confused about though is like, I thought even if you didn't have Klipper screen installed, generally speaking, it still would show up like the Linux terminal, and it didn't do that. So it makes me wonder if it's something outside of Klipper screen and not Klipper screen that's the issue. Hey, Kegel. Z motor checks, we did that. X motor check. The front left, oh, that's right, because we have, it's quad, the front left. Oh. Woo. Front left and rear right. Seems like it's working. You might not get the terminal because RMB got it. Okay. Yeah, I'll play around. I obviously want Klipper screen working. I just, for right now, figure this is something I can run through a bit quicker. Yeah, it's there. Is your side working? My side's working. Yeah, looks like all the motors are working. Keep the finger on the power switch. Okay, we're gonna home. We're gonna home. We're gonna home. Our movement. Some movement. Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna have my finger on, not the power switch, I don't think, right? But the emergency stop. Yeah, here we go. Wow, that homed faster than I was expecting. Also, my tube, it completely compressed. I'll probably have to figure out a way to not have that happen. I don't know. I guess I'll worry about that later. Let's try Y. Okay, cool. We homed successfully. Woohoo! All right, X and Y. Let's check. Probably Z is next. The camera does keep disconnecting, which I find a little odd. It keeps saying like no signal randomly on it. You guys probably can't really see it, but. Adjust and tighten the silicone dock so they apply a bit of upward. I feel like I did that. Oh no, I did not. I did not. This one is not. I think this is what I need. I'm not sure if that's the right size driver. It sure doesn't look like it. That's definitely not the right size driver. Alright. I'll show you guys in a second. There we go. Oops. It's really tricky to show this. But everything looks okay for the rest of the docks. I can adjust those later. Print head selection. Use main cell to move the tool carriage to find the first print head select position. The cam pin should enter the tool plate without bumping it. There should be less than a 1mm gap between the tool plate and the master plate. Well, that's gonna take a little bit. The camera desperately needs to choke on the cable. The electrical noise is way too high for that G cable. Needs to choke on the cable. Got it. Okay, so this is gonna be tricky for me to show. I don't know why Discord doesn't usually pop up in the corner like that. I don't love that. Does anyone know how to disable Discord from doing that? Settings, profile, data, privacy, authorized apps, connection, nitro, app settings, appearance, notifications. Enable desktop notifications. Okay, I'm assuming that's what it is. Okay, so it wants me to jog this over. 2 minute heads up on the giveaway, and then I'm gonna unpin it. 2 minutes on the giveaway. Ooh, we hit 80 likes also. Thank you everybody for smacking the like button. I appreciate it. Definitely some cheers. Okay, so it's showing. Use main cell to move the tool carriage to find the print head's select position. The cam pin should enter the tool plate without bumping it. There should be less than a 1 millimeter gap between the tool and the master plate. Test this position by sending a locking command. In our case, if the print head is picked up successfully, make a note of the XY position. If it's bumped at any point, you should rehome your X-axis to prevent skip steps. Got it. Yeah, this is going to be really tricky for me to be able to see what I'm doing and also show you what I'm doing. I think you get it. This thing definitely moves pretty damn quick. We'll get one of these docked really quickly here. Yeah, the no signal from the camera is gonna annoy me. There's a good chance I will end up. Yeah, the height doesn't seem right on this, which is interesting. The height definitely seems off, or maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm. Let's see. Oops. God, yeah, it's really tough for me to see the camera in my face. I will probably have to move you guys. I'll very likely end up just doing this really quickly myself. Hey RH! Let me just, yeah, I guess I get the first one in. It would help if I had super bright lights directly on top of this. I'll use a little cell phone light. That looks decent. Oh, and we hit. So we back out a millimeter. It's at an angle, which. Wait a minute. Okay, no, we straight up hit it. We hit it. Oh no, we're doing fine. That looks. that looks like it grabbed. So let's see if we can so 110, oh, you can't see. So 110 was to grab. Okay, I'm removing also the giveaway link. If you're filling it out, you got 60 seconds. And you can't even see this, so I don't know what, like, getting the camera set up doesn't really do much of anything, but I'm gonna enter 110, which is supposed to turn our servo. Definitely grabbed it. So let me write down this position. This was negative 662 in X. So T0 grab position, negative 66.2 in X and 51 in Y. I should be able to move with it now. Let's see if I go like this. Yeah, so we got our tool head. And nice, I don't know if you're still in chat, but if you are, you'd asked about, I think, like the rigidity. And I mean, the whole thing has some wiggle, as you can see, like if I wiggle the entire thing, but it is a very long tool head. But as far as like its actual bite to the X carriage, I don't think there's any play between those two. It's a pretty strong grab. So let's see now if I go back to that value I just said, which was 60 or 51 in Y, which we're already at, and negative 66.2. Yeah, it seemed like it docked it, and now we should be able to go. Okay, removed the giveaway link. So if you're filling it out, this is your final boarding call. And so now if I go to cam position and I type in 30, it should have released it. And so now if I tell it to go, let's go 66 millimeters. Sweet, we don't have our tool head. So that seems like it worked. So yeah, it's a solid lock. I think it's a solid lock. It feels strong. So sweet, we got our first one. So let's do the giveaway and then I'll grab the other two. I'm getting crazy hungry. I don't know if Erin was planning on, so she was getting some stuff. So I'm hoping that includes food. So I am getting grumpies a little bit. Okay, so let me change camera. I'm going to grab all of the entries. 97. I think we got the same amount of entries last week, 97. So we are consistent. And we're doing the wheel of names. Boom. All right, desktop. There we go. Time to feed the, yeah. Well, streaming in general, I feel like I burn a ton of energy just because like, my squirreliness really comes out. Plus I'm, like trying to do a thing while read and think, and it just, I feel like it takes a lot of energy from me. But then usually the issue is too, like I didn't eat, like it had been 3 hours prior to the stream since I ate, so now we're at 6 hours. So the combination of the two is just like, whoo! Okay. Let us do this giveaway. I'm gonna sip of water really quick here as well. So for anyone new, the way the giveaway works is it is global. You'll get an email from me within 24 hours, whoever wins. And if you're in North America or US, Canada, you end up getting a $35 gift card. Anywhere else in the world, you get to pick, I think it's anything from the website, spool-wise, up to $35 of value, which is pretty freaking sweet. So thank you to Polymaker for letting us do these giveaways every single week. There is a ton of people that have gotten to win and try out different filaments, which is, it's really cool of them to do. And if you are needing to pick up some filament, there is a link in the description over to Polymaker's website. And if you do purchase filament, it does support the channel and doesn't cost you anything extra. So thank you to everyone who has been doing that. And on that note, Shuffle times. I think we did 3 last week because that's what Steve wanted. How many times did we shuffle in this week, y'all? Let's do, okay, let me do a range. The range is 9 to 16. That's the range today. Your browser has better koala and kangaroo than most streamers do. What? Oh, I see a unicorn as well. I see a lot of 11s. Okay, I see a lot of 11s because we're spamming 11s. I see 9s. 3 people said 9s. I see 2 12s, a 13. Ooh, it's either 9 or 12. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Here's what we're gonna do. Heads, it's 9. QR code, it's 12. Okay? That's what we're doing. All right, it's QR code. QR code, 12 it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, good luck everybody. In 3, 2, 1. Wait, oh, there's a delay. Palms, Palmax ZZ, Palms, you are our winner. Congratulations. There we go. Congratulations, you are a winner. I think you're a first-time winner on the channel, so congratulations to you. And like I said, I will send you an email. I'm going to be, after today's stream, we're going to swimming lessons. Then I'm on burger duty on the barbecue. And then I'm going to edit a crazy amount of stuff tonight. So I promise you, though, I will have you the link within 24 hours. Yes, I will have you the link within 24 hours. I'll probably get it done tonight. Usually when I clear out the stream stuff and put like the video stuff for the week here, part of my checklist is like, gotta email the winner. But yeah, if it doesn't happen tonight, it'll be in the next 24 hours. So congratulations. And I think, yeah, oh God, burgers, it sounds so good. Yeah, I haven't barbecued this summer at all. I actually did more barbecuing over like fall of last year and winter than the summer. So I told Aaron, I was like, I want to barbecue. So I'm doing burgers today. And then I'm doing chicken fajitas, but that's not going to be on the grill. But I also want to do, I said, like salmon or chicken kebabs and then carne asada tacos. I'm getting hungry. Okay, let's get back into finding our docking positions. Right. Barbecue. Oh, I've actually never made ribs. My parents have, like as a child, or I guess young adult, but I've never made ribs. Can you do it on a regular barbecue, or do you need like a slow cooker? I would love to make ribs. Yeah, I'm a big salmon guy, Tuxedo. Love salmon. By far, that's my favorite fish. And then growing up, we used to go camping every single year. And on a few of those camping trips, we went fishing. And so I do like rainbow or brown trout, freshly caught, that you like pan fry. It is, ooh, so good. But I haven't had that in, I was probably like 15 last time I had that. You can do sticky ribs. I've never heard of that. Ribs are messy on barbecue. Yeah, salmon on the grill. Dude, salmon kebabs are delicious. We just chop up the salmon into small squares and then like chop up bell peppers, different bell peppers, mushrooms, onions. Is that it? Bell peppers, mushrooms, onions. And then do a little salt, pepper, olive oil, grill that up, and then have it with some like rice or something on the side and squeeze a little lemon on top. Oh, it's so good. So good. Smoked ribs you can buy. Oh, buy them pre-cooked. Got it. Where you just basically use the barbecue to just warm them up to temp and like give them those like grate marks or whatever. All right, let's do this. So we're gonna move down to 10mm increments. Okay, probably move it down to 1mm increments. Move you guys off to the side a little bit so I can see. Yeah, that works. I cannot tell if we're aligned at all. We are definitely not aligned. Let's move you back this way. Yeah, the camera, I'm gonna ask if they have any recommendations based off their experience with this camera, but the connecting and disconnecting, like, it's basically flashing at this point. Watch. You can see it's like, it's there, right? Well, I'll move. Let me move this back and forth. Yeah, you know, no signal. Now it's back. I move it a little bit. Well, it's still there. Huh, it's staying now. It was flashing on and off a lot. I wonder, is it possible there's a crow's nest setting I could do? Or you know what? Maybe I could, like the streamer type, right? There's a few different streaming modes for it. Maybe I can adjust that to get. But yeah, I would rather. I don't want to go as far as saying I'd rather not have a camera if it's gonna flash like that, but it's debatable. Steak 2. On a regular grill, you use the bones to cook the meat on the sides. On a regular grill, you use, got it. I once made salmon fillet on real charcoal barbecue. Yeah, my dad is a big charcoal barbecue guy, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, but for the sake of like speed and getting the thing made, I like propane a lot. But I do enjoy, I think the flavor of charcoal is absolutely delicious. And when my dad's grilled, we're entering, it looks, I can't, gotta be honest with you guys, I can't exactly tell whether we're going in straight, but it looks centered from like a 45-degree angle. So, you know, whatever that means. Okay, we're looking like we're passing through. Okay. That feels... Okay, so we've gone -66 in X this time, and on the previous one... Okay, we went -66 as well. So I'm curious to see if we do the same. I would think that the distance should be basically the same. So let's do -66.2. Okay. So we're at -66.2. Hold on, let me make a note of this just in case it works so I don't lose it. So T1 was negative, let's just write -66.2, and that's X, and then Y as of right now is 161. 161Y. Okay, so let's try this again where we will basically go camera position. I think that was 110. Okay, sure sounded like everything went fine. And then let's go to, let's do 50mm next. Okay, we have our tool. And now let's go -66.2. Okay, and then let's go cam position 30. Okay, it sounded decent. And we don't have it anymore, so I'd say that's probably good. Wait, is Aaron here? Is Aaron here? What'd you say? Oh, did he answer me on food? Anyone? Wait, he asked, she asked, where did you ask about food? We are leaving Target. What do you want to eat? Ooh, surprise me. Surprise me. I can go for anything. Anything sounds good. I can do, I know we're doing burgers for dinner, but I can do a burger right now. I can do chicken. I can do a sandwich. I can do, what are other things we have around here? Chicken sandwich. Yeah, I don't really care. What do you, what do I want? You want to do, what's today? Today is Wednesday, so they're open. Want to do Chick-fil-A because it's right here? Just do like a chicken sandwich. Tacos sound pretty good too. We don't really have, other than like the sit-down restaurants, I actually like the street tacos we make here better. We had pizza for dinner last night, so pizza's a no-go. Okay, let's try getting our last our last one. Hump day, oh yeah. Hump day, hump day, hump day. All right, one more, and then we gotta drop it down. We're doing. I'm grilling burgers for dinner, so I am okay with not having a burger. Otherwise, I'd probably say a burger. Definitely, I've always been a big burger fan. Okay, so let me pull out my phone flashlight for this, and let's start inching closer. That. Dude, it is. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get the stool so I can stand up and get a little closer. Okay, that is not, this I can tell for sure is not right. This needs to go a little bit further this way. That looks better. Let's bring it in. That looks decent. Let's keep going closer. No, I think we need to go over at least a millimeter this direction. Wait, what did I just do? That was wrong. This direction. That looks okay. So let's try now. What did we do? We did negative 66, negative 66.2. Okay. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm also curious to see. Thank you. I think it's pretty good. When I was working at Matter Hackers, there was one there, and they used to have like this membership card you could buy where you get one meal each week for a certain amount of time. So it was like a weekly, 1 day a week routine with one of my coworkers where we'd go there and get the spicy chicken deluxe sandwich. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so negative 66.2. Let's go ahead and do grab. Okay, didn't sound bad. Okay, we've got our tool. Let's go back to negative 66.2. Okay, we're back in place. And then let's go ahead and do our cam position of 30. Sounded fine to me, I think. And then let's go back to 0. Well, it seems like that worked. Oh, you won. I'm hungry. Sorry, Glock. Sorry, man. Need tacos. Yeah, taco trucks. We had one when we moved out here that was really, really good. And then I don't know if the city came and said, hey, you can't operate out of this parking lot because it was kind of a random parking lot, or what happened, but they just disappeared, and it makes me sad. Okay, so one thing I'm curious about really quickly here is if I go calculator and I go, let's see. I'm not going to enter the same value again because we already know 272y. So if I go 272 111 is the distance between those two. And if I go okay, they're pretty dang close, which makes me think I probably could even go one further and have it be fine. But we're talking a 1 millimeter, and I think with the clearance we have, that's probably fine. When you get the barbecue on the stream, let's start. What's the streams called where you just stream and eat? I can't think of what it's called. Okay, so I feel pretty good about what I'm looking at here. So, Delilah, hey Delilah, please stop scratching your ear. Move the tool head. There should be less than 1 millimeter gap. Test this position. Yep. If the print head is picked up successfully, see the next step for finding the docking position. Wait, what? Print head select position. Cool. With the print head selected from the previous step, pull it out from its dock by moving the print head 100 millimeters in X. Check that the print head is stable and secure. Use main tool to move the print head back to its dock to find its docking position. I'm confused as to what the difference is. I don't understand. What's the difference? Use main sail to move the tool carriage to find the first print head's select position. The cam pin should enter the tool head without bumping it. There should be less than a 1 millimeter gap. If the print head is picked up successfully, make a note. This is your select position. Okay. Can they not be the same? Because they sure seem to be the same. The print head selected, pull it out, so now we're moving it out. Dock and release the print head by sending the release command. When docked successfully, so it seems like they're the interior. Can they not be the same? Because they seem interesting. So they have a slight difference on theirs. Like X is the same, roughly. Mine all worked. So I'm going to, you're always on about food. I know. I love like garden stuff, and I don't have time, but like I can really get into cooking when I'm excited about making something. I feel like I'd be pretty passionate about that. So I think that we're going to use the same values for both. Their values have a difference of 2 millimeters. In all of these situations, I was able to grab the tool, move it out, and bring it back to the exact same section, release it, and have it grab onto the docking magnet. So we're gonna just roll with it and hope for the best. So let's go machine, variables, come on up, second page. And then here we go. Tool head select and dock. So pull up our handy dandy notes. So they're all negative 66.2 in X. So we're just gonna do that across the board. Okay. And then for Y, they're all different, with the first one being 51, 161. So 51, 161. What was the last one? 272? Yeah. 272. 51. Oops. 51. 161. And 272. Save and restart. If you have only the standard SO3 stars, you can skip this step. Sweet! Testing, selecting, and docking. Oh man, I'm excited and nervous. I also, I need to figure out what to do about the CPAP. I think that the way I have it twisted is why it wants to fall that way. It's only an issue when I'm homing, which is obviously an issue, but let me just go ahead. Let's home the printer. Let's turn you guys like this. So I'm gonna hold this tube up so it doesn't hit anything. And let's, oops. Wait, you know what we haven't done yet? We haven't homed Z, but it hasn't told us to yet. So let's just continue on. Let's home X. Let's home Y. Okay. And now it says Use the select and dock macros. Always dock the current head to its dock before selecting another. Not doing so will cause a crash. Good to know. So let's select T0. Let's just see how this does. Let's just see how this does, y'all. Boop-a-doo. All right, so it should be getting the left one. Wow, that is fast. Holy crap. Okay, dock T0. Holy crap. Okay. Dude, that is sick. Zip tie it to the umbilical. They're kind of, the CPAP's a fair bit longer. I'm curious to see with the enclosure if there's anything for it. But I'll definitely play around with it. That is really, I'm gonna say, like, I'm quite impressed with how quick this does things. So we have successfully grabbed and docked everything. I mean, look at this, like, whip over to T0. Yeah, that's sick. Okay. Wrap hose around the PTFE and wait till you see some Z moves. Wait. Wrap hose around the PTFE and wait till you see some Z moves. It's quick. Oh. The Z, yeah, that's fast. that is a lot faster than I was expecting for like a test thing. Okay, select the first print head. It's set to S0. Okay, so select the first print head. It wants me to remove sock, right? Okay. Heat it up to 250. Okay, we are heating. Ooh, smoke is coming off of it, which is kind of normal. I feel like a lot of times the parts on the first heat up have some sort of like oil. Yeah. The first time I saw it, it concerned me, but it seems to be such a common thing now that I'm not super worried. It says, send the extrude command. Check that the drive gear is rotating anti-clockwise. Drive gear is rotating anti-clockwise. Where is the drive gear? Oh, it's right here. You can see it right there. Yeah, there we go. So let's try to extrude. Let's just go. Yeah, let's try that. Cool, that's working. It's the compound. Gotcha. Compound in the thread. The Revo print heads do not need to be hot tightened. Use the front macro to bring the printer back. If you have a standard one, hold with a. Gotcha. So it wants me to use an 8mm and a 6mm spanner. I will end up using. Let's see. Cool, I'll end up using that, and I'll end up using the Nipix pliers. Wait, where does it want me to grab? It looks like right here. No, it actually doesn't. I'm gonna grab it from here. It looks like where it wants me to grab is on the heat brake, but if I hold this guy still, there should be enough. Okay, that seems plenty tight. What did I just do? Did I short? No. That was weird. Oh, heater verification. Huh. Seems like it's working. Let me go one more time. Hold on. Let me just heat it back up, make sure it's working. I think it was just like a glitch, but it's definitely heating. Okay, we're at 2. I'll just show you guys. Yeah, it seems fine. Okay, so let's cool down. Let's cool down that one. I will throw the silicone sock back on. Try not to burn myself. I think I'll be okay as long as I go quickly. Seems fine, right? Is that? Yeah, it seems like it's fully covered. Cool. Okay, so next we will, I assume, dock. Yeah, so we will dock this one. Dock 20. Wait. Oh, it's because it restarted. I didn't do anything wrong. Okay, cool. Scared me. Select T1. Okay. Let's move it out a little bit. For the sake of convenience, I'll just bring it back into frame. There we go. Okay, and I will drop this. Maybe. There we go. We'll heat up extruder to 250. Smoke. I'm gonna really quickly check to see, like, so we have hot tightening, then we have eddy probe checking, then we have bed tramming, heating a bed, home calibration, testing tap, Z tilt adjust, bed mesh, vibration compensation, and first print. Okay, sick. So we are not going to be printing today, which I sort of speculated. I figured today would be like a big calibration day, which is proving to be true. So next week we'll end up we'll end up wrapping up the rest of the calibration, and we'll absolutely be doing our test print next week. So that is the game plan. I will say this, that like, I am incredibly pleased with where we are today. Like, sure, we had powered it on before and made sure that it was at least doing that. Hold on. But the fact that we were able to get through the flashing of stuff, and really the only issue I'm seeing is Klipper screen, which is like, one second here. Okay. Which I obviously did the same thing again. I wonder if it's just because of, I don't think I'm shorting anything, so I think what it probably is that the thermistor is really sensitive, and maybe from putting the wrench on it, it's pulling heat away from it, and it's basically having a freak out that the temperature is not heating as quickly as it's expecting. Because it did it twice now, so. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom out. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. It happened twice in a row. Nice to see there's little sparks between you and your printer. I mean, this is my first time. I mean, okay. So I've used IDEX printers, which aren't tool changers though, but this is my first time ever playing around with the tool changer after, let's see, dock. Oh, nope, wait, nope, emergency stop. I told it to dock one that was already docked. This is my first time ever actually playing around with the tool changer myself. So like seeing it working, I'm pretty giddy about it. It's a little bit confusing to me because when I selected T2, I'm like, oh yeah, it's T2, but it's actually T1 since there's a T0. So, okay, so dock T1 is what we want. Okay, so there's that. And now we want to select T2. And then remove this. Let's bring it out a little bit. I think Erin might be home. If she's home, I'm probably gonna call it because I need to eat. She's not home. That's okay. Oh, I was like, no smoke on this one. Well, it's because I'm heating up the wrong tool head. Did it again. There we go. We should see some smoke. There we go. Maybe you could change the extruder names in the config. I'm sure you can. I might end up doing that for my own sanity and not accidentally screwing something up because 1, 2, and 3 makes more sense to me. But I'm concerned now that I've like sort of in my head like called it T0 that I might forget if I change it again. We'll see. I'll sleep on it. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 versus 0, 1, and 2. Yeah, I'm sure I could rename them. I think if I just change the macro names along with like the tool head names, it should be able to do that. You can't change it? How come? What is the limitation that makes it where you can't change that? And it's not the end of the world, but it would have been nice. Huh, this one didn't. Oh, it did. I was like, this one didn't reset. It did. 3 for 3. Okay, I feel good about those though. It's a Klipper thing. Got it. Okay. Oh, you know what? Now that you're saying that, it is the same with Box Turtle. Like the first lane is T0. It feels very much so like a programmer thing. Okay, so let's now, we do want to dock T2. I'm sure it's fine, I just need to be a little bit more, be a little bit more cognitive of it to prevent accidents from happening. Okay, so that's done. What is next? Eddy probe status. Check the status of the eddy probe by sending eddy probe eddy ng status. Last coil not calibrated. Okay. Is that fine? I mean, there shows a value. Oh, last coil raw, not calibrated. Okay, so that does seem fine. It does say, you should see things similar to the return. You may need a last coil. So maybe mine doesn't have a coil value because it's never actually been... Oh, there we go. There we go. Sweet. It did work. It did say I might need to send it twice. Oh, Aaron's home. Yay! Okay. Well, we are 3 hours and 20 minutes in. We are going to call it here. So I'm stoked on the progress we made. It makes it makes all of the cable management I did this morning and late last night absolutely worth it. So we are moving on next week to bed tramming, heating up the bed, calibrating homing, testing tap functionality, adjusting an offset, doing our Z-tilt, a bed mesh, checking out our scan. Sweeham, how's it going, buddy? Thank you for the 23 months, man. It's been a good stream, and then running Input Shaper, and then we're printing. So we are famous last words, but unless something tragic happens, we will be printing next week. We've made a lot of progress. We got the screen installed, but I got to look into that, which I will do a little bit of, and I might just send an email. We got every single thing flashed. We've got our servo working. We've got things docking and parking, and we have hot tightened everything. So I'm really happy with the progress made. Missed all this sadly. Back in Sweden. That is awesome. Oh, so I missed all of this sadly. Well, next week we'll be hopefully printing. So yeah, I've got to run. I'm gonna go eat some food. Congratulations again to our winter. Thank you all for being here, for commenting, for being members, for gifting memberships, for our donations. I appreciate everybody. Congratulations again to our Polymaker winner. I will send you an email either later tonight or tomorrow. And then the game plan is that this Saturday I'll have a video on Box Turtle. I've had a lot of people asking for that, so I will basically talk about the project, what my experience has been like, and sort of where I'm at and what my plans are, because I do still have plans to change things to hopefully like some quality of life improvements that are not really Box Turtle specific, but surrounding using Box Turtle with the printer. So I'm streaming at 10 p.m. Eastern. Come join me. 10 p.m. Eastern. It is now 5 p.m. So you're streaming in 4.5 hours down under. Time to watch the VOD. Have a great meal. Yeah, cheers everybody. Thank you. Have a wonderful night, and I will catch you guys next Wednesday. Yeah, same place, same time. And next Wednesday we print, dang it. I can't wait.